Lots to go over for week number 5. NFL news and notes. Rashee Rice, don't cut him yet. Don't cut him yet. There's still positive reports. We'll find out more later as we're awaiting this very long, extensive battery of tests on Rashee Rice. Apparently, his ACL, it could be partially torn. There could be a PCL injury. It could be no ACL injury. We'll find out more. Hang tight on Rashee Rice. Anthony Richardson news. Bijan Robinson news. A whole bunch of other news. We're breaking it all down right now here on the Fantasy Football Show. 30K subscribers we hit last night. Congratulations to you all. I work for you.
Let him cook.
I work for you. That show, ladies and gentlemen, begins right now.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
From the FantasyFootballShow.com news desk, here is your breaking news.
All right, so a whole lot more to come. We're trying to hang tight on this Rashee Rice information, and there's all kinds of reports out there regarding him having no ACL tear, having a partial ACL tear, having a PCL injury. Definitely a bad injury. It probably very well could be regular season ending. We'll know a whole lot more later today or tomorrow, I imagine. Bijan Robinson was removed from the injury report and will play week number 5 without any restrictions or limitations. So we must believe in Bijan entering week 5. And if there's an opportunity to buy low, buy low. If there's an opportunity to sell extremely high, I'm okay with that. But I don't think we should panic. His usage through 2 weeks of football, and we've only played 4. His usage through 2 weeks of football was elite. It was top level. And nobody walked out of week number 2 thinking that this guy wasn't going to be a top 5 running back on the season. We need to very much keep that in mind as we venture into the next couple of weeks, as we venture into our inbox and see these trade offers, people trying to buy Bijan Robinson. And we must, more importantly, attack Bijan in trades where people are doing exactly what I'm telling you not to do. People will be very, very scared of holding this man and not having the value that they paid on draft day, getting rid of him for pennies on the dollar. I'm buying Bijan at every turn as long as I'm not buying at draft day value, which you will not have to do. I believe in this man. I do wonder what's going on with Atlanta. I do feel like they're not getting the most out of their offense. I do feel like Atlanta looks very much like the New York Jets. Less opportunities than you want, that all of a sudden the game's over and you're like, why didn't Bijan even have more reps? What is going on with this offense? Very, very scared about what's in store for Garrett Wilson. A little bit of Breece Hall, but still very much, and we'll talk about Breece in a second, still very much on the Breece Hall train. Of course we are. He's a top 5 running back. As is this guy probably. The only concern, it's not about talent, and I'm fearful of the continuation of this situation. I feel like, as we've mentioned, a few of you mentioned on the Patreon, which is in the description. It's also linked in the live chat if you want to join the 24/7 Patreon, where we're talking football constantly, 365. It's basically the live chat that you see right now. The 500 people in the live chat right now, those people on Patreon. Just 24/7 conversation, 10 different chat rooms, best ball, etc. But on there, a few of you made some funny comments like Arthur Smith left his playbook in Atlanta, and that's why Bijan looks the way he looks. It does very much feel like that. But I have faith that the volume's there. I have faith that they said this would be Christian McCaffrey usage, and it certainly was in week 1 and 2. We have to remember that. There There was CMC usage in week 1 and 2. He just didn't have the touchdowns. In week 3, he had a touchdown. In week 4, he had a touchdown. It was called back. It was a 20-plus yard reception. And we are so quick to be like, throw him to the trash can. Take him out with the trash. What are we doing? Move on. Trade him for a bum. We got to be more frugal with that. So Bijan Robinson, good to go, no injury. I do believe the injury is what kept him from having as much work as he should have had in week number 3. Anthony Richardson, oblique, was limited in Wednesday's practice. Let's put the schedule up. I'm going to do the news on this side over here. And I'm going to do the schedule over here so you guys can see what's going on. And make sure you understand the bye week situation this week. We've got 4 teams on a bye: the Philadelphia Eagles, the Los Angeles Chargers, the Detroit Lions, and the Tennessee Titans, all at the bottom of this graphic. Monday night game is New Orleans, KC. Thursday night game is Tampa, Atlanta. The Jet, Minnesota game. I hate overseas games. I hate them. Not only are they too early for your boy Smitty, because I'm answering Q&A till right around 3 or 4 a.m. Eastern. But these players are tired. I wake up at halftime. I meander over to the computer. I try and get ready for my kickoff live stream. And I see the score is 13-10 at halftime. Or 3-6 at halftime. Because everybody's tired. Can't stand these London games. No offense to my London people. I just don't understand this. I can't stand them. It's so bad for football. It is so bad. The overseas games are so bad for the players. I'm sorry. If you're one of my overseas people, I think you can look past the angle I'm taking here and not be like, oh, Smitty, but I'm overseas. You should say things like that. I'll say whatever the hell I want because that's how I feel. I love my overseas watchers. I love my London people. I love my Germany people. We got a lot of people overseas that watch this channel. But I think you can understand the point of view I'm coming from. These players got to hike all the way across the world, get jet lagged, not be in their bag. And then all the regular fan base is affected watching these games. Like, yeah, we're getting more viewers, but it is madness. It is madness. I think it's ridiculous. Anthony Richardson, oblique, was limited in Wednesday's practice. Look, it's starting to look like he might get another shot at this. We're kind of feeling like maybe they'll say, we're going to let him heal up for 2 weeks so Joe Flacco can, so he can be healthy. I don't know. History and the way human beings interact and behave, coaches, teams, how they hide behind the courage of saying, I don't want to put AR5 out there right now. They're just going to be like, he's banged up. I'll put Joe Flacco in. He's just going to play because he's hurt. That's the only. Let's see how he does for 2 games. Then we'll address it when the time comes. That's what they really want to do. We'll see what happens. They've got a lot invested in this kid. You can't give up on a young kid this quick. Keep in mind that Josh Allen was very erratic his rookie year. Very erratic, very bad passer. And Shane Steichen, Dable and Shane Steichen are QB whisperers. Even though Dable doesn't know how to maybe pick them because he wanted to extend Danny Dimes, but Dable converted Josh Allen from a running quarterback, a gadget quarterback, into the best quarterback in the National Football League. Like, Josh Allen is long-term the best quarterback that we've had for years. JD5 has something to say about that, though. JD5 is on his way.
There are 2 5s? JD5? AR5? There can't be.
Oh, no. They're gonna cross streams.
Oops. Well, damn. He's a fragile Freddy.
He's a 5. JD5 is the only 5. JD5 is him, and now all can see. He graduated from Himothy University. Unleash the Washington Kraken. JD5 to Saturn.
And beyond.
To Saturn.
And beyond.
Supernova.
Fragile Freddy he may be, this man right here, but the team's not going to give up on him. So there's still a big possibility he goes out there again in this next contest. They see what's what. But he is definitely, I would say, on the verge of failing. But it's too early to give up on a quarterback like that. Okay, so AR5, we got that piece of news out of the way. Here's Jonthan Taylor. Did not practice Wednesday. The fear is this is a multiple week injury. Trey Sermon, you can pick him up. I don't know what we're going to get out of that. I think this is why maybe the team is considering playing AR5 because the run game will be a little bit different with AR5 in there than Flacco. And if you have no run, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough to see how this plays out over the next 2 weeks without Jonthan Taylor if he does miss, in fact, 2 weeks. That's what some people are saying. So 2 weeks of action. Huge blow to the JT owners. Travis Etienne on the verge of losing his job if he hasn't already to this man Tank Bigsby, who are both these guys are banged up. Limited in Wednesday's practice. It does feel like Bigsby might have a slight edge at playing this game versus ETN, but both of them could play. It's not like one's likely not to play. They're limited. It's, we're going into week 5. Players are getting banged up. They're taking maintenance days. They're both banged up with the shoulder. If for any reason, this is teeter-tottering on one of those. Remember last year when Canada was replaced at the precisely wrong time? Jaylen Warren was said to be probably taking over as a starting running back in Pittsburgh. It was like basically a done thing. Like all said and done, we're moving on to Jaylen Warren. Then they change offensive coordinators mid-season. And then all of a sudden Najee gets one more chance and he starts doing well. And Jaylen Warren's season, which we thought was here, was gone. I feel like we're at that tipping point. Meaning that if he doesn't play, and he does, and we don't know, he could get his job back. He could go out there, have a 3 TD game, and we're all going, holy crap, what a great buy low. That's why I kind of like buying him low. I'm talking about seller dweller. Like if it doesn't work out, you just drop whoever you were going to trade anyway. You're trading like, and would I be tempted to throw even something a little more expensive at it just to get a running back if I was in dire straits, like Deontay Johnson for ETN? Yeah, like I'm considering stuff like that. Wicks, who you may have picked up off the waiver wire, or maybe you held him all year because he was the number 1 or number 2 wide receiver to pick up before week 1 started on my preemptive week 1 waiver wire show, by the way. But like, do you trade things like that for ETN? Yeah, of course you do. So if he sits out and he goes in, this could be a repairing of the situation. ETN thrives and skyrockets to the moon again. Or if he sits out and he gets a start, or he's banged up and he doesn't play, this is a takeover. So this could go either way. It's teeter-tottering. It really is. It's tough to say. He's one of the best pickups of the week. If Tank Bigsby's out there, you need to grab Bigsby, Chase Brown, Braylon Allen, Bucky Irving. Bucky Irving's maybe going to become a league winner. Bucky Irving may actually be. Bucky, let's put Bucky's name on screen. Bucky Irving may actually be an 8 out of 10 odds of being the number 1 out of the year. I think Mason's 10. Like we've already established that. This isn't something where Bucky's going to replace that, because if you picked up Mason, you got that 10 out of 10, absolute 10 out of 10 smash. There's always about one 9.5 to 10 out of 10 pickup of the year. It was Kyron and it was Puka Nacua in 2023 last season. They were both 10 out of 10s. We're looking at potentially this guy being at least an 8 out of 10. Bucky Irving could win you a league. He doesn't just have, he's an accoutrement, an accessory, a handy helper. No, this is a potential league winner, Bucky Irving. Bigsby has a little bit of that. A little bit of that. We'll go to Bucky in a second. A little bit of that allure. But there's still this man in the way, and I'm not ready to completely write him off, but I certainly feel like we're teeter-tottering on this situation going in either direction, and it really just depends on health at this point. It's crazy to think that if ETN sits, he loses his job maybe forever. It's crazy to think that if Tank Bigsby sits, that ETN can reclaim his job forever. $20 haulers are coming in. I'll handle those in order in which they're received, so hang tight. Please, on the $20 haulers, I'll be right with you. I'm going through the news first, and then we'll hit those. Mike Evans been removed from the injury report. Buy now. My buy low video is a little delayed, but you can bet your bottom dollar Mike Evans is on the buy low video. This is a top 10 wide receiver that people are selling a little bit too cheaply. Nick Chubb, he is back, limited on the practice field. Should he be grabbed? Absolutely. Is there a great chance he returns to form and recaptures his glory? Probably not. Is there a chance? Yeah, but it's slim to none. Or it's not slim to none. It's like, let's call it a 5 to 10% chance. That's not slim to none. There's an opportunity. If there's anybody built in a way that he can do this and defy the odds, Derrick Henry and Nick Chubb are the two players that can defy odds, I think, at the running back position. Why? They feel like they're built like the old school running back. They're the final players that have the pedigree and the genetics that mirror the old school running back. The Tomlinsons, the Jerome Bettises, the Emmitt Smiths, the guys that could play a lot longer into their career and endure injury, etc., etc. The Frank Gores. Chubb has that in him. I just don't know if his knee can endure this one last go because it was mangled. His knee was so mangled, it bent 90 degrees to the side. It didn't just tear like Breece Hall's injury, like boom, like that, or any other running back that tears their ACL. It's literally like not a micro movement, but it's like a few inches, right? You're like, boom, you get hit with a helmet on the side of the knee, boom, pops the ACL. Nick Chubb's knee was a complete right angle to the left. Just a complete right angle. And they had to do the first surgery to put the knee back together because he ripped everything, tore everything in the knee. It basically, if you just took a saw, you could just separate the two joints. It was just a mangled knee. They put it back together. They didn't do the ACL surgery. They waited until, I think, late November to do the ACL surgery. So he had a second surgery. And he's out there. He's squatting 600 pounds a few months ago, but that was reckless. That was dumb. He shouldn't have done that. Everyone's like, oh, look at him. That's horrible. Like, why? Who put him in a position to do that should be fired. You don't be squatting 600 pounds still on a recovering ACL. Your knee's nowhere near the strength that it needs to be or at the progress it needs to be to support that and not have some sort of further damage. Like, that's just ridiculous. When Cam Akers came back way too early during the same season off his Achilles, the reason he got injured again was because he played. He played way too early. That was reckless. Someone should have got fired over that. But Nick Chubb, I'd probably say you grab him and you just hope, but you can't expect anything. That's my main point. He is the one guy I could think of that could overcome this. But I don't know that I bank on it, is what I'm saying. Adams is not expected to play Raiders Week 5 game against the Broncos due to his hamstring. Could he get traded before the Week 5 kickoff? Maybe. If he did, would he even play? I don't know. We're on the verge of that not being a possibility. But I don't know that a trade feels likely. It could happen, but not likely before this week ends, which is weird to me because how many NFL teams should be like racing to get this done? Similar to, I would say, a little bit less impacting because we don't really know how much he has left in the tank. He could have already tailed off a little, and we just don't know, right? Or he plays amazingly but can't stay healthy because he's at that age. Ziggy, how old is Davante Adams? Ziggy, how old is Davante Adams?
Davante Adams is 31 years old and was born on
December
24th, 1992.
Ziggy, off. Ziggy, off. December, he turns 32 years old. 32 years old. That's an old wide receiver. Probably has this year left. He turns 33 next year at the end of the year. The odds of him staying healthy are not good. They're not good, but he probably has this year. So I think that he can be good wherever he goes for the one more year. I think he can maybe be good in spots next year, but have trouble staying on the field. Think of Cooper Kupp. It's like, wow, he's okay, he's out again. Like that's what Davante Adams probably brings to the table. But is it going to be? It doesn't sound like it's going to be the Chiefs. Crazy to me that they don't consider this a priority. But how do people not race over to get him? How are the Jets not going, look, if we wait until next week, and it's $900 and something thousand cheaper every week that teams wait, right? So that's kind of the initial thinking, is that all these teams are like, well, no one's racing to get him. Let's all wait a week, and then we'll go try and attack this. We'll save ourselves about $1 million. So it's near $1 million each week that they save to not make this trade. But if it's me, and I'm the New York Football Jets, and I look like dog water, and my quarterback wants this, and he's essentially the head coach anyway, Aaron Rodgers, how are we not racing to get ahead of everyone else that's not in contention until next week? How are we not racing to get this done? If we're the New Orleans Saints and we believe we can win, and they do believe they can win, and they look pretty good right now, let's be honest. You throw Adams onto that roster, I know that I don't believe in Carr and staying healthy all year, or at least I wouldn't bet on it. But I know Adams wants to go play with his boy Derek Carr again. Is he going to make the same mistake again, or will it work out? I don't know. I think that Adams doesn't have much of a say. It's not like he's going to say, if you don't trade for me, I'm not going to sign an extension. He's freaking 32 years old in December. He doesn't get an extension. They might rework his deal financially, whatever team acquires him, to make it fit. But we have some of the numbers here in regards to this trade, and if it was to go down, here are the numbers. This is from ESPN NFL. $13.5 million is the current cap value for a team if they acquired him today. Current team's cap space: Washington, $27.8 million. They can get it done. Cowboys, $24.4. Wait a minute. Jerry, didn't you just tell us you couldn't afford to bring in Derrick Henry? Remember, interviewed just a couple days ago, Jerry Jones. Hey, Jerry, why didn't you address the running back position and bring in Derrick Henry? Look how good he looks. Do you feel like a moron, Jerry? No, we couldn't afford him. According to this report here, cap space $24.4 million, Jer. Jer, we could have done it, Jer. What are we doing, Jerry? What are we doing? What side of the bed did you wake up on today? The front side? Jets 17.8. They can get it done. Steelers 12.6. Might need to do a little carry the one. A little Maggie from accounting. Remember Maggie from accounting over in San Francisco? The rounding error cost him a 5th round pick. Look, get Maggie involved. She'll round this up to $13.5 million in a snap. These teams can get it done. Even Pittsburgh, it's fine. The cap's fake at this point. When you're talking about that amount of difference is completely Fugazi cap space. these teams can get it done. Why are we waiting for $900,000? Why are we trying to say, let's push it and all compete for them next week? Or push it and all compete for them right before the deadline? Why not just say, hey, we're the only team willing to do it now. It'll get accepted now. Let's go do it and get Davante Adams on this roster for Aaron Rodgers or for Dak Prescott or for JD5.
Mashed potatoes!
I don't want to hear that the Washington Commanders can't be a deep playoff team. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. If you say that, you are literally a stubborn person that just sticks to their preseason, gut feeling or whatever. Like, look around, read the room. JD5's doing it. JD5 might be the NFL MVP. It might be the NFL MVP and Rookie of the Year. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Offensive Player of the Year, NFL MVP, Super Bowl MVP. Who the hell knows? Who the hell knows?
Let him cook.
Who knows? We don't know. We don't know. You don't know. You might think you know, but you don't know, hater. D85 hater. You imagine if he got Adams. If he got Adams, oh my God. So, yeah, confusion a little bit is what I'd say that we're all left with. Why teams are sleeping at the wheel. Maybe they aren't. Maybe they're trying to work out a deal, and this will be known later. Certainly possible, but it does feel like we're looking at something of a delay for financial reasons, to save money. Breece Hall, Robert Saleh says Breece Hall was batting 1,000 in goal line situations this year. He's been doing great in short yardage situations. I don't know that I feel that Breece Hall's been given. I don't feel like he's been given the proper support and proper workload. I feel like Breece Hall, it sounds like Robert Saleh is not taking away his goal line opportunities. I believe they'll use Braylon Allen. I do. But do I think that they're going to take away his goal line work? I don't think so. I think this statement pretty much confirms that too. I think Breece Hall is a great buy low. I think a lot of people are scared to death that Breece Hall is going to drop off and that he won't get the volume. And it's an understandable fear, and there's some logic to it. There is some logic to it that look, Aaron Rodgers may. What if he doesn't stay healthy? Number one, number two. What if he's kind of hit and miss sometimes? What if this offense is stagnant? Is Hackett in the way? Garrett Wilson came out and complained as well. Let me find the Garrett Wilson clip here. Garrett Wilson said on ESPN New York Radio that my route tree hasn't been what it's been the last 2 years. So essentially, he's saying with Zach Wilson, I forgot his name already. With Zach Wilson, I had a better route tree. Like, that's insulting to the New York Jets front office, the brass, Aaron Rodgers, Robert Saleh, the playbook, Hackett. He's right. He is right. He's 100% right. Garrett Wilson's correct. This needs to change. I believe that they will look to that. I believe Aaron Rodgers will make sure of it. And I'm buying Breece Hall low. The reason I'm buying Breece Hall almost no matter what, I'd put majority of my leagues on the line over this buy low. Because it's risky right now, right? It's a little bit risky. Bijan's a little risky. Breece Hall feels a little risky. I believe no matter what, he's protected into the game script. It can be you're down and throwing the ball. He's the most likely receiving running back to catch 75 plus passes this year. In a year, he's the number one, I believe, pass catching back in the National Football League by far. By far. Christian McCaffrey's gone. This is the number one pass catching running back in the NFL. Bijan could be right there with him, but they haven't been throwing it to Bijan like they should be. They need to continue to keep him in at goal line and go situations. They need to make sure he's in the red zone at all times. I believe they will. I believe that history tells us when you give the ball to Brees, you would not only win the game, but you have over 1,000 yards, or you have over 100 yards rushing, or you have a 120 overall yard player and a win. Brees Hall secures you wins. Brees Hall gets you in the end zone. You use Brees Hall. You score touchdowns. I know that they know this. They need to figure it out. They need to do a better job of executing upon this knowledge, but I believe they know it. I believe they have the knowledge, and I believe he's the one running back in the National Football League that I'm going to buy low 10 times out of 10 and put every league I can grab him low in, and I won't be able to get him in every league because not every Brees Hall owner will panic, but I would put every league on the line for Brees Hall, and I'd be comfortable if it didn't work out. I know I'm making a good call. Vikings head coach Kevin O'Connell said that the team will designate TJ Hawkinson knee ACL to return from the PUP list on Friday. I'm okay. This is kind of like Nick Chubb. Don't have expectations, but he should definitely be on rosters. He should definitely be, on our mind. We should definitely be, especially with the tight end landscape the way it is. He should be in the top. Once he's gets going in the top 10 tight end rankings every single week. But we just need to see when will that be? 4 weeks from now, 2 weeks from now. I don't know that I feel it's going to be right away. Deontay Johnson ankle did not practice on Wednesday. I'm pretty confident he's going to play. That everything points to Deontay Johnson playing. I sell Deontay high, not because I think he's a bad player overall, like right now. I think he's stone hands. I'm not a big believer in his long-term value, but I think he's got good value right now. The QB change flipped everything upside down. All the expectations, all the negatives, all the pessimistic outlooks, even from me, they changed a little bit. Brooks now has value because Dalton's in there. If Dalton gets hurt, then it's game over again. But Deontay's got such good trade value. I'll be right even if I'm wrong. If I trade Deontay and he continues, the player I'm buying low will equal that player and we both win. If I'm right and Deontay fails via Dalton going down, whatever the case may be, I win because I'm buying low on a player I believe in. Xavier Worthy, for example, over Deontay Johnson. Joe Mixon, ankle, did not practice on Wednesday. Not looking good for him right now. We'll let you know as more info comes rolling in. Bijan, I told you about Bijan already. Garrett Wilson, Davante Adams, I told you about. Now here's a special gem, this monster kid right here. This league-winning, fantastic fantasy football running back emerging from the abyss over in that Tampa running back room between the tackles at least. Low yard per carry, Rachaad White handing the reins over to this man. Rachaad White is probably, I don't want to say done because he's still a little bit involved in the receiving game. But don't be surprised if he's so good catching passes. They just say, look, Rachaad White's good, but we rather just keep him on the field in a groove because he's just as good receiving the ball. This guy's exciting. And according to ESPN's Jeremy Fowler, the Bucs opponents are game planning for Bucky Irving as if he's the focal point of the offense. Bucky Irving is exciting. Bucky Irving is ready. Bucky Irving is league winning. And Bucky Irving is the top pickup of the week at the RB position, unless you want to bank on Allen. But even if we consider Hunt and Allen really close, Chase Brown really close, Bucky Irving feels like the best mixture of now and future 2024, like long-term season outlook. He has the best combo of them both. Bucky Irving to the moon. Bucky Irving maybe to Mars.
To Mars.
So get your Bucky Irving on this week. Okay, here we go. Ramondre, this is a blow here. Gerard Mayo said the team is considering benching Ramondre Stevenson for Antonio Gibson, the fumbler. You just paid this guy. And you're not using him right. Like, I don't really blame Stevenson as much as I blame the Patriots, but you're not using him right. He's the best receiving back on the roster. You know, he's the best receiver on the team. He's the overall best receiver on this team. And he's about to get benched for the fumbler. It's wild. It's wild. The Patriots are not looking like they, at least Mayo. I don't believe in Mayo. I think Mayo is he's not a good coach. Sorry, Travis. I don't know if Travis agrees or not, but I mean, I don't even understand it. Okay, Trey McBride. Concussion is trending toward playing in week 5. Buy low. He's going to be on the buy low list. Don't even hesitate to buy low on Trey McBride. We're 4 weeks in. He's still every bit the same. Malik Nabers, concussion, did not practice Wednesday. We'll have more on this information, but start preparing. Start preparing to be without Malik Nabers. Concussions are weird. Even a young kid like him, you don't know. Tank Dell, chest, return to practice Wednesday. He's good to go. Get ready for the Revenge Tank Dell tour. I'm not going to hit the Tank Deli button until after we come in to celebrate. We're going to make that a special absence of hitting the button. Super chats in order in which they were received. I'm going to put the $20 haulers on screen in order in which they appeared. Jeff was the most recent one, so you go there, young man. G Money was the most recent one before that. Put that right there. Hang tight for me, G Money. Appreciate you dropping the 20 watt on screen. DC Dude with the $20 hauler. Thank you, DC Dude. I'll put yours right there. And I think that's all the 20 spots. And DC Dude, can you play the JD5 video for me again? Absolute fire. You sure can. I sure can. Here you go. Oh, wrong one.
It was brought to my attention I might be.
There are 2 5s? JD5? AR5? There can't be.
Oh no. They're gonna cross streams.
Oops. Well, damn. He's a fragile Freddy.
He's a 5. JD5 is the only 5. JD5 is him, and now all can see. He graduated from Himothy University. Unleash the Washington Kraken. JD5 to Saturn
And beyond.
to Saturn.
And beyond.
Supernova.
Let him cook.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Thank you, DC Dude. Appreciate you dropping the 20 watt. You know, DC Dude, I believe that one has one more spot available. So if you dropped, and no pressure, but if you drop, anybody drops a $99 hauler or above, they get to claim the sponsorship spot, 2 per video, and there's 1 empty spot on that. And you can just say, hey, Smitty, play my video. So 80 more super chat dollars, and you get to sponsor that video. And I'll put your name on it every time we play it. You'll be sitting there. Okay, $20 hauler from Ryan. Ryan, appreciate you. Let's go over to G Money. G Money says, hey, Smitty, this team is 1-3, 12 team, half PPR, QB, JD5. Wide receiver, JJ, Davante Smith, Dell, Downs, let's see here, Michael Wilson Jr., Gibbs, ETN, Warren, Wright. Try and see if Bigsby's out there, bro. You really got to have those 2 cuffed. Gibbs and ETN with Bigsby could be okay. See if Bucky Irving's out there. Any trade ideas? Davante Smith and ETN for a Bijan on the low, for an Etienne on the low, and you just go balls to the wall with the heavy hitters. That would be my number one and number two potential move. Past that, I mean, bro, you could try going after a Jamar Chase, St. Brown, or above. MHJ might not be enough, but it's close to go sending a Davante Smith and ETN. The thing about ETN is he may not amount to anything and be benched and be worthless, and then you're like, why didn't I trade for MHJ using ETN and Davante Smith? But then again, if he bounces back and he becomes what Walker is right now, like Walker off 1 week is a fantasy football like saint. Like he got knighted after his week 4 contest, but before that, people were ready to write him off. 1 week can do everything. I'm very tempted to say trade those two for one, but if not, I don't think you have a whole lot of other opportunities. Dell's not going to get you anything 2 for 1. You could trade away JJ to get an MHJ and an RB, or maybe an MHJ ETN upgrade into a player, top 5 potential player. You could also buy JT injured right now. You could buy Cooper Kupp injured right now. Those are options to maybe go attack. I think those are smart moves for certain teams to buy somebody injured like that. It's a tough business buying an injured player, but sometimes it can really benefit certain teams. Smitty got Fields off waivers to block my opponent. He only has AR5 and he has Barkley, Kamara, MHJ. I was hoping to press a trade, and he has no QB. My team is Kyler. I'm on Raw. I mean, you could go like Fields and Terry for MHJ. BT and Fields for MHJ. London and Fields for MHJ. Do it live. Throwing forward. BT and Terry and Fields for MHJ. Or, yeah. You can maybe upgrade a RB potential, like ETN into Kamara using Fields. Those would be the first things I think of, bro. Ryan with a $20 hauler. 30K to the best show. Congrats, Smitty. Thank you. Appreciate you. Moved in a 16-man league, 0-4. Moves in a 16-man league and start running back 2 and flex. Okay, who to start running back 2 and flex? Etienne, Kyler, Chase Brown, AJ Brown, Terry McLaurin, McBride, Waddle. Bench. Yeah, no one on your bench is going into your lineup, so you have it exactly right. Wicks over McLaurin, probably not, but I do love Wicks this week. I do. If AJ Brown is, oh, wait, we're talking about this week, Philly's on a bye. Okay, so in general, that's the way I look at it. So this week, you got Philly on a bye, so Wicks goes into that spot. You've got, you got any Detroit Lions? No, you don't. You got any... Yeah, so, I mean, Wicks. Wicks is your only player. Philly's on a bye. Damn. Does he not read Super Chats over 20? Says, can be great. No, I just go through the $20 ones first. It's a corrupt world. All right, now we go to all the other Super Chats in order in which they're received. That's how you jump the line, is you drop a $20 hauler. You go straight to the front. Rather have Dowdle, Mostert, Madison, Chandler, Gibson, half PPR. Give me, I mean, bro, Gibson might be starting. I just don't know if that matters. Starting where? New England. Like, Dowdle might have the most value. Mostert might if he comes back healthy, but he's still banged up. I guess give me Dowdle. But I'm trying to trade Esteban. Chandler is like really good sneaky value if he gets the start at some point, like if Aaron Jones can't stay healthy. But Dowdle is probably the starter, and I probably sell. I don't like any of those options. 3-1 PPR. Allen, ETN, Kyron, Collins, London. Flex 1, ETN. Let's see. Bench Amari, Higgins, Worthy, Najee, Braylon, Bucky. Flex 1. Of those guys, of your bench, I would say probably Worthy, bro. I love Worthy. I'm not sitting Worthy. I think Pickens is hard to sit. I think Higgins is hard to sit. I don't see anybody. I guess you could go Pickens over London, but that's it. I mean, that's the only thing I consider here. So yeah, I definitely would start Worthy. I'm not sitting Worthy in any scenario whatsoever, bro. No siree. Nate, appreciate you. 1 and 3, need a running back. Thinking of trading Jamar for Jacobs and Debo. Not a horrible trade, but I probably would say, yeah, I don't hate it. I would want a different RB right now. I hate saying that about Jacobs, but we don't know what's in store for him. I'd probably hold Jamar on this. I would probably want like a... if I'm trading Jamar Chase, I'm going specifically at the Kyren, Etienne, even JT injured with the wide receiver. And because he's hurt, you can make that wide receiver a little bit upgraded. But I'm going after Etienne. I'm going after, let me pull up some rankings here and tell you what RBs I would attack. But I go to the RB first. I go after the RB. I try and get myself into that RB and then look at the team and see what running backs I can add to the equation. But start with the RB of choice, the one that you want. Let me pull up NFL Resurrection week 6 through 17 ADP rankings on Underdog Fantasy, promo code Smitty. Guys, if you want to draft in this Resurrection on Underdog, it's unbelievable. I'm going to drop the link in the live chat right now. I'm going to pin the link in the live chat right now. Here's the link. Pinned it in the live chat. Basically, on Underdog, they'll match your first deposit up to 50%. So if you deposit $1,000, they'll give you 50 or 500. If you deposit the $10 minimum, they'll give you $5. All the way up to $1,000. So you do a $2,000 deposit, they'll give you $1,000. But they have these resurrection drafts where you're drafting from week 6 to week 17 only. So all the knowledge you know now, everything you know now, the bye week, week 5 out of the way, so you could draft all Eagle players. You could draft all Detroit Eagle and Detroit players, and they'll be bye week free through the entirety of the tournament. So many strategies involved, but you get to take all the knowledge you know now and walk it into a new, fresh draft, week 6 through 17. No accountability for weeks 1 through 5. But using that data from the ADP data, Kyren's running back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Why is he running back 7? That's crazy. So he's still undervalued. Like Jamar Chase is wide receiver 4. So there's a little leeway there. Chase for Kyren gets you a wide receiver. Can you get Kyren and Worthy? Can you get Kyren and somebody better than Worthy? Can you go for an RB like JT injured and get an MHJ or somewhere around there? Can you get Davante Etienne and MHJ? So that's what I'm looking to do. I think Jacobs and Debo isn't enough for you, Nate. I just don't think it is. I'm sorry. Nate to the moon. This one from Bird. Would you give Nabers and K9 for Lamb and Gibbs? Nabers and K9 for Lamb and Gibbs. I'd take Lamb and Gibbs, bro. Lamb and Gibbs all day. I love both sides, but Lamb and Gibbs for me. You see me like T. Higgins or Zay Flowers. I don't know what that means. You see me like. I don't know. I don't see you anywhere. I don't see anything. But Higgins and Zay, I'm going to go Higgins, but close. I hope Higgins gets traded, but trade Mason for Etienne. If you've got Garendo, I'd rather have Mason and Garendo right now. But once Tua's back, if Tua's back 2 weeks from now, so the third week from this, the third contest for the Miami Dolphins after the bye and everything, I want Etienne. But if you're talking about, and the reason I'm saying it that way is because maybe you've got one win and you can't afford to have the lesser player for the next 2 weeks. But if you've got a 3-win record, then I'd probably lean Etienne and wait on him. Jennings, Tank Dell, or Chase Brown in the flex. I think you got to go, personally, Chase Brown for safety, Tank Dell for high risk, high reward. I would probably lean Tank Dell, but that's an early guess. Let's address this as we get closer to the games too. Mason plus Fields for Gibbs and Tank. I have Patty Mahomes. Mason and Fields for Gibbs and Tank. Give me Gibbs and Tank. Yeah. I like that. Bro. Miles, appreciate you. My Cup for Jacobs. I would probably rather have Cup if you could wait. Let's say you got 3 or 4 wins. But if you got 1 win, 2 wins, I could understand this, and if you need an RB. But I'm going to tell you right now, once Kupp is back, I want Kupp by a landslide. It's just a matter of can you wait. Kelsey, Jacobs, Higgins, and Fields for Bowers, Chase, and Love. I think Bowers, Chase, and Love crushes. Yeah, it crushes, bro. It's not even close. Jaime, appreciate you. Smash that like button. With no Adams in LV, how do you feel about Jacoby and Trey and the bye injury starters? As bye injury, so like as fill-ins. Yeah, I mean, look, I think they're both okay. I think they're both, like, maybe they're Cortland Sutton type plays or maybe a little better than that, maybe. Pick 2, Addison, Wicks, Wandell, BT, Smitty the GOAT. Appreciate you. I'm going to say give me... Look, Wicks, Wandell, Addison, and BT are all pretty damn even. Like, you picked 4 near identical values. I lean Wicks right now. With Watson out, it's just he's going to get fed. I think Wandell's a PPR cheat code, but there's not like a whole lot of greatness to it. It's just like 5, 6, 7, 8 receptions and 70 yards, 60 yards, but it adds up. BT's a touchdown, big play threat, but the shots are not as plentiful as we would like them to be. Otherwise, he'd be blowing up. I'd probably lean Wicks, Addison, BT, Wandell. But to be honest with you, Jaime, I'm forcing that. They're all literally neck and neck. I don't think you can really go wrong because I think they're all going to score very similar. Mahomes, Kyron, JT, Mason, Monty, Bucky, Allen. Wide receivers are AJB, DJ Moore, London, Dell, Worthy. Should I move something? Adams is a hold. I would probably say Adams or hold. Move something for Adams or hold. I'd probably say like DJ Moore. And, I don't think I'd go after Adams though, bro. You're going after something you don't even know what it's going to be. And he's older. Go after somebody else. DJ Moore and Monty for Etienne. You got JT right. Etienne, Kyron. Obviously, you go after try and get Gibbs and Kamara. Bijan. Just try for all of them. Nico. MHJ.
Motion detected.
I mean, dude, why are we going after? You can go get whatever you want. This is like, let's say you're. What's the best way to describe this? Let's say you total your car and they hand you a check and you hated your car. You hated your car. Your car was like, you just didn't like it. And they handed you a blank check, a check to go get a little bit more than your car was even worth. You're like, this is great. I can go get whatever I want. You go back to the dealership and you just get the same car. You don't go find something new that you like better. I'm not saying Adams is trash, and he could be very good if he goes, let's say, to Washington. But there's a lot of moving parts here. Like, don't just go for this one piece right here that's sitting in front of you. Go attack greatness. Go get Nico. Go get MHJ. I mean, you got almost a blank check to do whatever you want. You're going to go after the one risky, situation that isn't even working out right now. I was offered Barkley for my Deontay Johnson and Jordan Mason. I would take Barkley and run. Easy question. Absolutely. Flowers for Bowers. I have likely with Worthy as a backup. Flowers for Bowers. Absolutely. Flowers for Bowers. I mean, that sounds like a proposition. Proposition 405. Flowers for Bowers. Vote on it Sunday. I'm 3-1. Took your advice and did Jacobs plus Smith for Lamb. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, gaming. I like that squad. You did really good, bro. You did really good. I'm proud of you. Hey, Smitty, start Worthy or Leggett this week. Anything can happen, so don't get mad at me if Leggett outscores him. But I'm going Worthy. I'm not even a hesitation. But I love that option. Rico or Hunt this week. I'm going Hunt. Rest of season, I'm going Hunt. Rico Dowdle's. I doubt he'll stay the starter for long. I traded Wilson, Ramondre, and Worthy for DK and JT. Yeah, I love that trade. As much as I love Worthy, Ramondre's getting benched maybe. Wilson, who the hell knows? DK and JT, you smashed the hell out of that trade. Nice job, broski. Let's see. Hi, pal. Kyler was dropped on waivers. I didn't get love yesterday off waivers. Drop AR5 for Kyler. Absolutely. Other QBs, JD5, 100%. Full load drop if you need to as well. QB Hurts, Gibbs, Mason. I'm on Raw, MHJ. Bench Eckler. Okay. Should I trade or stand pat? I'd probably say, look, great running backs, great quarterback, great wide receivers. Kelsey's even solid. Davante Smith is fine. Davante Smith and Jacobs for one big dog. Etienne, Kyron, Kamara, even JT banged up. If you could start 3 RBs, and I think you can with your flex, yeah. So Smith and Jacobs for even JT banged up is interesting. Go after one big dog. Bijan, 100%. But that's the only move I'm making is your bench Jacobs with Davante Smith to replace Davante Smith in the lineup. Thinking of dropping Rachaad White for Charbonnet or Chase Brown. Probably go Chase Brown because Charbonnet's falling to the wayside again. Have Bucky Moss. Bucky's awesome, bro. Am I pulling the trigger on White too early? No. You pulling the plug on Rachaad White? Not pulling the trigger. You're pulling the plug on him. And yes, I think you're pulling the plug on him early, but it's deserving. What do you think about Devontae Smith, Keon, and Braylon for Nico? I think that owner would be crazy to do it. I would definitely take Nico Collins without a hesitation. Also talks for Debo, Reed, or Tyreek for Mixon and a wide receiver. I'd definitely take Debo or Tyreek. Reed too, but I'd be careful not to give up too much because of Reed's value is a little different than that. I think he's deserving of higher rank than his fair market value, but you got to be careful not to give up too much for Reed. But I want Reed, yeah. But I'd rather have Nico by far. Traded Connor for Garrett Wilson and Chase Brown. I could get behind either side. There's pros and cons for sure. There's pros and conners for sure. Would you sit Etienne for Kareem Hunt? Look, I don't want to say no way for a week or two because you don't know what's in store, but I'm not doing it. I can't do it. I'm not saying I'll be right. Got offered AR5 and Amari for Dak and BTJ. I bet you did. And you probably should turn that down because AR5 might not even start. We don't know. Traded Pickens and Javonte for Davante Adams. Win or loss. Pickens and Javonte. I'd probably take a gamble on Davante Adams in that situation. That's fine. I don't think you're risking the biscuit. Got offered JD5 and Brian Thomas Jr. for Cooper Kupp. I got Mahomes, Etienne. If it's a 1 QB, I mean, I don't know. It's okay. But now you got to trade one of the quarterbacks because what are you going to do each week? So I don't hate the trade in general, but like it gives you some opportunity to make a trade. But at the end of the day, does it hurt you? Might. Got offered Mason and Reed for JT Hall. My other running back. Hall is my other running back. Okay, so you got Mason and Reed for JT. I'd rather have Mason and Reed by a landslide, especially because JT's hurt. Ryan, appreciate your blank $5 hauler, my guy. Appreciate you. My K9 and Ayuk for ETN and Drake London. K9 and Ayuk by a lot. Happy PPR. Kyler, Marv, AJB, Wicks, Ridley. Trade ideas. Spears on waivers. Drop him for or hold. I don't know. Spears is like, who knows, bro. These guys, you can't drop these guys. Kyler, Marv, AJB, very good. Monty, AK, love the team. Irving, solid. I don't think you have much to trade. There's not a lot of trade value here, no offense, but I like the team. Maybe Monty and like a Stevenson for one Bijan Etienne type of upgrade. Maybe upgrading your Wicks or Ridley using Stevenson into, I don't know. Like I'd trade Stevenson for Worthy. Do you have Worthy? That would be good. I'd trade Stevenson for Dell. Chad, my JT and Diggs for Metcalf and Gibbs. Take Metcalf and Gibbs and run. Or my Diggs and Hunt for Xavier Worthy and Gibbs. I'd take the DK side, bro, and run. I mean, that's crazy. What's more reasonable? I don't know. Just throw them both out there, but I definitely want the DK one. That DK one looks good. Trade Dobbins away for ETN. Bro, they both could be bounce back and be elite, and they both could lose their job. I'd say probably rather have JK for the now, ETN higher risk, higher reward. Chat, we want DK. Oh, I'm sorry, not DK. Do we want ETN or JK? Chat, can we vote on that one, please? When will Bijan, Gary Wilson, and Tank... I don't know who the hell Gary Wilson is. Be good? Raymond. Word salad, Raymond. When will Bijan, Gary Wilson, and Tank Dell be good? I think we don't know. I don't know that all of them will be good. I think Bijan will be. I think he'll bounce back right away. Garrett Wilson, I don't know, bro. I wouldn't get rid of him. And Tank Dell, I think, is this week. I think he'll be real good. Appreciate you. My MHJ and Sharps for Brian Robinson and Zay. Give me MHJ. Yep. Cup and BT for Evans. I'd rather have Evans because he's playing now. Great trade. Traded Chuba for Kirk and Etienne. I love that. Etienne to the moon. Home run. Even if he has a bad week, it's a home run. Had a league mate offer me Jacobs, Davante Smith, and for JT. Feels like an easy yes. I guess I'd take it because JT's out multiple weeks, it sounds like. But if he bounces back quickly, then it could be something you maybe could regret. But I think it's a good move right now if you need wins. What should I do? Own JT, ETN, Achan, have Brown and Dowdle on the bench, package Kyler and a running back, Kyler and a running back and Darnold, Baker, or what? And running back, a Darnold, Baker, or like plus a running back. I don't know what the hell you're saying, Max. Some of your words, this is a word salad, Max. Let's see if the computer can read it better, because I don't know what in the hell it's saying. I mean, this could go in like 8 different directions.
Max Ornick who purchased $5 from Max Ornick. What should I do? Own JT, ETN, and Achane, have Brown and Dowdle on the bench. Package Kyler and an RB, a Darnold, Baker, or the like plus an RB? I'm 2-2.
I'm 2-2. I'm 2 Dratwell. I don't know, bro, what we're doing here. Package Kyler and a running back. I don't know. Max, I don't know what you're saying. You're going to have to restate that. I'm so sorry, but I don't know what in the hell you're saying. I could sit there for 10 minutes and it would just be wasting time. I also traded Mason for MHJ. I like both sides of that. That could go either way. I love both of them. Kevin, appreciate you. Should I trade Kelsey and Garrett Wilson for Kyle Pitts, Davante Adams, Judy, and Bucky Irving? Should I trade Kelsey and Garrett Wilson for Kyle Pitts, Davante Adams, Judy, Bucky Irving? That could go either way, but I'm going to say no. I just made a trade giving Dobbins and JMO for Achan. I'd rather have Achan. Trade DJ Moore and Hunt for mixing. I'd rather have Hunt and DJ Moore. Mixon's not even healthy right now. He's mixing it up on the sideline. Is Ray Davis the highest upside running back handcuff stash? No, but he's very, very high. Like, I love him, but he's not the highest, no. I'm going to see Ron Navy on Friday, Smitty. He will be in town for layover on his way coming back home. That's awesome, Terry. You have to send a photo to us so we can put it on screen. My Garrett Wilson and Waddle for CeeDee Lamb and Keon. I'd take CeeDee Lamb and Keon and run. Or Kraft and Waddle for McLaurin. I don't even want to look at that after you told me that one. I also have JD5. Nice job. Great job. Very easy trade. $50 hauler from Ride Guy McFly. We got another $20 hauler. $20 hauler from Jesse as well. $20 haulers get immediate attention. I'll throw those on the screen. Christopher with a $20 hauler gets immediate attention as well. You guys want to jump the line? That's how you do it. Chris with a $20 hauler jumps the line. Chris, appreciate you. Immediate jumpage. Rye Guy, 12-man, full PPR. My wide receivers are Chase and DK. I have Deontay in my flex, but tempted to trade Deontay to a Davante Adams manager. Or get Cup. For what? For Davante Adams? My receivers Chase, DK, and I have Deontay. My flex, but tempted to trade Deontay. I'd trade Deontay for Davante or Cup. I'd rather have Cup, I think. Should I trade or just stand down? I would do that. I would take either one. I'd rather have Cup by a hair. Pick 3, Chase Brown, Hunt, Jennings, Dobbs, Justice Hill. Pick 2, Chase Brown, Dell, Leggett. I'm going to go Chase Brown and Dell. In the second one, I'm going to go Chase Brown, Hunt, and probably Jennings. Thank you, Jesse. Appreciate your $20 hauler. Smitty, my team is on the downtrend. I'm 3-0, and now I was 3-0. Now I'm 3-1. Well, that's just one game. With the bye week and injuries, should I make a trade? Don't worry about bye weeks because you'll bleed out long, like in one game, and then be back, or you're going to bleed out slowly. So it's really irrelevant as long as you can fill your lineup. Should I make a trade? Full PPR. Hurts, Gibbs, Etienne, Jefferson, Rasheed Rice, McBride, Davante Smith, Connor, Dell. I like your team. Honestly, I'm not touching it unless I'm trading Connor and Smith for one bigger, stronger player like MHJ, like St. Brown, like I'd even be tempted if I'm you. I know you're going to say this is crazy, but you're off to a 3-1 start. You know, you're better than everybody, but maybe one team. So you could trade Connor for Cup, or Connor Davante Smith for Debo, or Connor Najee for Puka, JSN for Puka, JSN and Najee for Cooper Cup. I know that's like a weird move to be going after that for your concerns, but that's what I'm doing. I like your team. I'm not worried about it at all. 8-team PPR, JD5 Hall, Bijan, DK, Wandell, Ferguson, benches, Laporta. So benches Laporta because of the bye week, but certainly do not bench him when he's healthy. I'm probably trading Fergie because there's a lot of value in trading a tight end right now. I think your team is solid. You lost Rice, which was a big blow. Tank Del Puka, you lost Puka. You've been hurt bad. Thinking of sending Laporta and Javonte Williams and Wandell for Nabers and McBride. Oh, I'd do that. Yeah, but I don't think you're going to get that. That's Laporta, Javonte, and Wandell for Nabers alone. And then you start Ferguson. Or how about you send Ferguson, Javonte, and Wandell for Nabers, which won't work. But you're not going to get – if you get McBride and Nabers, I quit my job. I come work for you. You show me a receipt. You show me a pay stub. Yeah, but past that, I mean, I'd certainly do it, but I'm gonna grab Wicks off waivers, absolutely. But definitely don't think you're getting McBride thrown in there like he's a ham sandwich. I mean, get that for Nabers, you're still crushing that deal. $20 hauler from, or I don't know what this is. This might be a $20 equivalent. I'm not sure on the conversion, but I don't know what to do with Bijan. Do you see a big game coming? I do, but. Like, if you could sell him high, bro, you could get into, like, a Kyron giving up a small piece. You could trade Bijan straight across for Nico Collins. Like, those moves are okay, but I'm not selling him low, and I do feel like he will bounce back. He's off the injury report, which is great. I think that's a reason why he struggled a little bit. Kirkwood, 12-team, 1 PPR, 4-0. Mahomes, Fields, Brees, K9, Connor, Braylon Allen, Sharbs, Tank Dell. Oh, no, Tank Bigsby. Davante Smith, London, Yoshi Voss, McBride, Komet ideas. Probably say this is a great team. Connor and Bigsby might have some value here to upgrade Davante Smith into MHJ, St. Brown. I'm just throwing. I know you're not going to get every one of these guys, but you're trying. Collins, MHJ, St. Brown, Nabers, injured. You might get it. AJ Brown. Banged up still kind of to people like Tyreek Hill, Marvin Harrison Jr. Throw all those at the wall and see what bounces back, because every one of those would be good. Every one of those I like. Smokey, appreciate you. Traded my Moss and Pitts for Laporta. I would definitely do that. That's a great trade. This one here from Andre. Let's see here. Trade ideas. 10-team PPR. Stroud, Lamb, Nabers, Kamara, Stevenson, Laporta, London, Reed, Bowers, Baker, JSN, Addison, Pook on IR. Great quarterback. Great 2 wide receivers. Kamara's awesome. Laporta's awesome. Stevenson's about to get benched. Reed, I love. You're probably trying to trade Reed and Stevenson, or Reed and London, or Reed and Baker if somebody's a quarterback, or Reed and JSN, or Reed and Rachaad White before he loses his job, or Reed and Puka Nacua, or you're keeping Reed and you're trading London. So London and Stevenson would be even better. you be the guy to take a gamble on ETN. You be the guy. Make sure you pick up Tank Bigsby if he's out there. Small roster, so maybe he is. But Tank Bigsby, go trade for ETN using London and Stevenson or something. ETN would be the best gamble player for you, because if it doesn't work out, no big deal. James Cook is a good buy low right now. Jordan Mason, because some people are freaking out about, what if there's a return. Brian Robinson Jr. would be good for you. Monty would be a nice buy low. Jonathan Brooks maybe plan ahead. But I don't think I'm trading Nabers, Kamara, Lamb, or Stroud or Reed. I'm using Stevenson, and I'm using London, and I'm using Addison, who just popped off. You throw him in, Rashad White. Those combos to get those running backs that I just read off. And Bucky Irving, make sure he's not there, because that could solve your problem where you don't even need to make a trade. You just pick up Bucky. My Ayuk and Puka for Garrett Wilson. And, my Ayuk and Puka for Garrett Wilson and Bucky. I'd probably say Bucky and Garrett Wilson. I'd take the gamble on that. That's a tough one. Esteban, appreciate you. Drop Murray for Geno. No. Kyler Murray? Hell no, bro. TP31. Come on. What kind of question is that, Esteban? I mean, Kyler Murray, he was like everyone's top 4 quarterback 2 weeks ago. We got to stop giving up on guys. Guys, we're 4 weeks in. PPR losing Rice, JD5, Mason, Kyron, Monty, Sharp, Zamir, Kittle, Sitter, make a move. I love your RBs, love your QB. Wide receivers, obviously I love Amon-Ra. I think Wicks and Shaheed or Brooks combination, Monty, could get you a MHJ. An MHJ, a Mike Evans, a Debo Samuel, a DK Metcalf, specifically MHJ, a hurt Nabers because people don't want to wait. Or, you even throw like Brooks, who you can't use now anyway, for Cooper Kupp, who you can't use now anyway, and you're 4-0, you can weather it. You know what I'm saying? Like, all of those moves I would consider, and those would be league winning, I think. Dowdle and Kirk for Jacobs and BT and Brian Robinson Jr. Dowdle and Kirk for... I'd take Jacobs and Brian Robinson Jr. Other target, I mean, that's tough. I would say with that combo, no. But you could maybe flip Jacobs and another player like Brian Robinson Jr. into a little bit better, like an 8. You got Etienne already. Bijan, try buying low. MHJ. Mike Evans. Chef, appreciate you. I'm hot and heavy for Cup. You Smitty approved Worthy and Dell for him. Other receivers are Puka, London, McLaurin. I mean, I'm okay with that, but I love Worthy and Dell. So I personally wouldn't do it, but I wouldn't Smitty disapprove it. I think they're all sides will be great on that. If you can wait on Cup, it's going to be fantastic. Who are you starting this week? Chase Brown, Rashad White, or Bucky? I'd probably start Bucky or Chase Brown. Probably lean Bucky, but very, very much love Chase Brown right now. Give up Chase for Bijan and MHJ. I'd take Bijan and MHJ over Jamar Chase. That's a great question. It's a great trade. Ryan, appreciate you. Sermon or Chase Brown this week? I'm gonna go Chase Brown. And we selling Garrett Wilson if you can sell him high or close to high. And do I sell him medium to low? No. Guy in my league just got Davante for McConkey and Judy. That's crazy, right? Call a veto, please. No, you can't veto. First of all, you shouldn't veto anybody, or unless you're just saying like it's such a good trade. That might be what you're trying to say. I would say, look, it could go either way. I mean, what if Adams doesn't? What if he's hurt all year? What if he's done? What if he's Julio Jones the year everyone thought Julio might have one more year left, and we're like he doesn't? We don't know. So I wouldn't say anything's veto worthy. But if you just mean, do I think he got him? I would have rather had Adams, sure. Do I think it's crazy, like league ruining? No, because we don't know what Adams is. Hey, Smitty, start Fields over Kyler. Probably not. Fields over Kyler. Pittsburgh. I forget if Pittsburgh's at home. Yeah, they're at home. Dallas. Sunday night. It's a spotlight game. I'm going Kyler. Hey, Smitty, start Fields over Kyler team. Yeah. I'm going Kyler, bro. Nice team. I think he'll be fine. And as far as like any trades or something, bro, I think he'd probably like ETN or Mixon with a receiver just to get into a safer RB. You know, I'd even throw BT or Terry into that, scary Terry, to get out of that. You got to get a stronger RB, like at least a Monty or you take a gamble on a Jacobs or something. Monty for Josh Allen or Monty and Jaden Reed for Allen. Monty for Josh Allen or Monty and Jaden Reed. Why are we doing a Monty? Saying like in case they say no? I would take Josh Allen. Let's see. Monty and Josh Allen or Monty and Jaden Reed for Josh Allen. Oh, comma. Kincaid, Bucky. Yeah, I would take that Bucky one. But I'd take either. But I'd probably rather have Bucky Kincaid. That's a great trade, bro. I have Mason 1 and 3 was offered Dobbins and Reed for CMC Flowers. Take it. Yeah, then flip Dobbins. But I don't trust that CMC is going to be back. Trade Bijan for Gibbs straight up. I'd rather have Gibbs straight up. And I've said that a ton of times this week and last week. Leading into last week, Gibbs was the best buy low in fantasy, period. Full PPR, got offered Kamara for Nico. I'd rather have Nico. If you need an RB, it makes sense. I'm not going to make you take a lap on it. Honestly, it's kind of even. Kamara's playing that well, but I'd rather have Nico. Wicks, Shaheed, Chase Brown, or Bigsby in the flex. Wicks is probably your safest bet right now, bro. Wicks is especially with Christian Watson out. That's a good move. Should I trade Ayuk and Ramondre for Bijan? Absolutely. 100%. Ramondre might be worthless in a couple days. Shoot my shot and trade Josh Allen, Kincaid, and Chuba for Mahomes and Justin Jefferson? Absolutely. I love that. I'd definitely take a stab at that. Bijan, big game. I hope so, bro. I really do. I think it's possible. Can you say Nico sucks and is losing his job to Dell? I want to clip that. No, you're not, Miles. I'm sorry. I'll give you this. Breaking news, Tank Dell looking like he's going to be absolutely amazing this week. He might be the best wide receiver of the week. We don't know. You're not going to get me to say that Nico is anything but amazing. But nice try. But there, you can clip that though. Hurts, AJB, Debo, Etienne, Jacobs, Kincaid, Rice, Pickens, Leggett. I like this squad. Pickens and Jacobs for one big monster is the only thing I'm thinking, bro. And just take stabs at all the big dogs and just start working your way down the second round equivalent, you know. And once you get to a certain point where it starts feeling like it's close, stop making those offers. Traded away Burrow, JT, and Braylon Allen and Shaheed for Bijan, Olave, Geno, and Worthy. Burrow, JT, he's banged up. Braylon Allen and Shaheed. Yeah, I'd take Bijan, Olave's side. Drop Geno for Algier, have JD5. Stash Worthy or Dell. I'd rather stash Worthy, but I want both of them. I figure out a way. I don't leave Dell out there at all. Zero chance I do that, but I do like Worthy more. Lost Rice, trade Connor for Garrett, Chase Brown. Yes. Definitely do that. Very good. You get that done. You could even trade like Brooks and Garrett Wilson to upgrade Garrett Wilson at that point. Very good team. Who do I pick up? Mostert, Wicks, Bigsby, Leggett. Probably Wicks for safety, Bigsby if you need an RB. $10 hauler, 1 and 3. This team has K1, Saquon, Kamara, Garrett Wilson, DJ Moore, McBride, Deontay. I'm trading Deontay and Dobbins. I'm trading Deontay and DJ Moore. I'm keeping K1. I could upgrade K1 to Mahomes by throwing in a Deontay. Sure, I'd do that. Dobbins and Deontay, Dobbins and DJ Moore should be able to get you something along the lines of an MHJ, an injured Nabers, and AJ Brown, who still feels banged up, a doubted Etienne, a doubted Bijan, a James Cook maybe. Those would be fantastic moves for you, my broski. RLF, appreciate you. 4-0, what? But wheels are falling off. You're 4-0. Come on, let's see about this. I would love some trade advice. Fields, AR5. Fields is pretty decent right now. HM, Bucky's coming on strong. Chase Brown looking better every second. Lamb, Rice, Davante Smith, he's coming back. Cooper Kupp will be back soon. I like this team. You know, you're kind of like one of those teams that needs to wait because you're 4-0. You got a lot of momentum. I don't want you selling low on any of these guys. And to be honest with you, bro, the only player you have to sell low is a Lamb. And if you could get, let's say, an MHJ and a Bijan or like something like that, like a Nico and Bijan, then I'm doing it. You know, then I'm selling Lamb. But that's the only thing you can do. You're holding on to that team. You're waiting for Cooper Kupp to come back. You're 4-0. You can figure it out. You'll be good. Hit the waiver wire. Don't let anybody like a Bucky go. You know, start 2, Wicks, Pittman, Chase Brown, or Dell. I'm starting Wicks and Dell for safety. But Chase Brown and Wicks or Chase Brown and Dell is entertaining as well. I'm just going for a big week, bounce back week out of Dell. And I think that Wicks is safer in PPR. But I love Chase Brown a lot. He just feels like he might be a touch below those guys, but they're all really good. I have CD, Olave, Nabers, Evans, 3 wide receiver PPR with the flex. Do I trade Olave and Downs for London and Dell? I probably would. Olave and London are very similar, and I like Dell a whole lot right now. So definitely would do it personally, but it's close. Mahomes, Fields, Hall, Allen, ideas. Maybe I trade... Hall and K9 and Fields or Mahomes are fantastic, bro. Bigsby has some value right now. Bigsby in London, Bigsby and Davante Smith. I think if someone needs a running back, they consider that, and you could just try and reach for like a Cook, for an Etienne, for a Jordan Mason, who, by the way, Jordan Mason is valued at 36 overall in equivalent ADP for drafting today. That's awfully low. People are freaking out about McCaffrey coming back, even though the news has been all bad. So Mason you could get for that. I mean, that would be crazy. It's wild that Mason's that doubted, and especially if you cuff him to Grendo. 1 and 3 have Fields, AR5, Derrick Henry, Mason, CD, London, Dell, Worthy. Any moves to make? I'd probably say London, Derrick Henry, AR5, Fields. I mean, maybe Fields in London for Mahomes. Maybe you don't really have much to work with, bro. Bigsby, if you can get Bigsby in London turned into Monty or James Cook or Jordan Mason. Can't get Kenneth Walker. I mean, you could try, but London and Bigsby for. Try for AJ Brown. Try for an injured Malik Nabers. Try for an MHJ, Dan. There's not much else you can try with that team. You don't have really much sell high opportunity. You got to wait a week. Traded Jake Ferguson for Kincaid. Love it. Smash! Zerby. 1 QB. I have Allen, Kincaid. Trade JD5 for Kyron. I have K9, Bijan, Gibbs, Ferguson. May overpay and add Ferguson. Season outlook. Trade JD5 for Kyron. Who's your quarterback? Oh, Josh Allen. Okay. JD5 and Fergie. I mean, look, it makes sense. I love JD5, but it makes sense. You got Josh Allen. You know, you can't sit there and you got to take advantage of that. So I like it at the end of the day. Krim with a blank $5 hauler. Appreciate you, pal. Barkley, Pickens for Bijan, Garrett Wilson. Give me Barkley and Pickens right now. Because the Garrett Wilson Bijan side's both disappointing right now, and I just don't know if I want to go toward both of them. Rephrase, any moves? Kyler, JT, Etienne, ETN, Chase Brown, Dowdle, Roshan, Davante Smith, Debo, Kirk, Wicks, Leggett. Nice. Thank you for rephrasing it. Kyler, JT, Etienne. Kind of hard to freak out on JT right now. You got to hold him. ETN, I sell high if I can. I hold if I can't. I think maybe you could sell Kirk and ETN for a safer RB like Mason, HN. You got HN. Mason. God, who could you get? ETN for for Monty, for Mason, for James Cook, for Bijan. So you're trying to trade Kirk or Wicks or Davante Smith and ETN. So Davante Smith and ETN are probably going to be able to get you a Bijan if you try really hard. Try for Breece Hall. You're going to get rejected probably, but why not try? JT, you're holding. James Cook is very tempting. I'd try to get rid of like a Wicks and an ETN and Wicks, or ETN and a Dunze even maybe. But Davante Smith and ETN for one player is what I'm trying to do with this team. Because ETN may or may not lose his value, but if you're buying low on somebody you love, it's going to be a wash if ETN does maintain his value. But you're going to absolutely save yourself by getting rid of ETN before he loses his job. Talking starters, have Nabers, Lamb, Worthy, Mason, Walker, Connor. Should I swap Connor for London? Very similar, bro. Very similar. I'd probably rather have London for the long term, especially when I think Penix Jr. will eventually get in there. Would you trade Sharps and Ridley to get London? I would. And for the same reason I just said, I think Penix Jr. eventually does play. $20 hauler from Casey. 10-team, full PPR, Hurts, Love, Kyron, Bijan, Singletary, Irving, Evans, Cooper Kupp, Rice, Flowers,
Motion
Wiggs,
detected at the
McBride,
front door.
Bowers. Who can I afford to lose for Dell and Etienne on the same team? Kupp and Rice hurt bad. So Dell and Etienne, you could give up Bijan for Dell and Etienne, but I don't know, man. I don't know that I would do that yet. I don't think that's enough. I don't think you can give anything else up, though, other than that. Like, that's what you'd have to do. Unless you were to give up Kupp and Flowers and Singletary and you trick them. You know, like I would try that. You know, Kupp is hard to lose, but you're also not getting him until week 7. So Kupp, Flowers, and Singletary for probably just Etienne. I don't know if you're going to get Dell thrown in that. Past that, it's Bijan for Dell and Etienne, and I don't even know if I'd do that, Casey. So I don't know if there's a real easy way for you to get there, but that would be how you would if you want me to force something. It's arguable. Like, Dell's going to be good. Don't listen to people. Dell's going to be good. Dell and Etienne is pretty damn good. But Etienne's in a bad situation for 2 more weeks. He might shine in one of the games, but there's a chance he doesn't have his 2 non-factor games in a row. Starting Mason, Walker, Collins, Cooper. It bad that I want to start Ford over Ayuk. I think for right now I'm starting Ayuk. And can I start Fields over Mahomes? I mean, you can. I wouldn't. Start 1 wide receiver, 1 flex. Hill, Wicks, Connor, Jacobs. 1 wide receiver, 1 flex. You're going to go Tyreek Hill and probably Connor for safety. But Wicks and Hill is pretty solid. Oh, you need 1 running back? No, you could do 2 wide receivers. I guess Wicks and Hill are safest maybe. Jacobs is tough to sit, though. You know, I do like Jacobs. I think Jacobs could have a huge day. But I'd say Connor. I'll probably go Connor there. Thank you for the super chat. Rockout says trade Hill for Higgins, J-Mo Hunt, but can't do it. Trade Hill for Higgins, J-Mo Hunt. Look, that could work out. I'd probably keep Hill. I just don't want to get rid of Hill on the cheap. Trade Etienne and Kupp for Saquon. 1 and 3. You probably need to. Yeah. You probably need to, because like you could be waiting a little while on that Kupp situation and you might just be down and out. And it doesn't matter what you have. You know, 3 and 1 Hurts. Try and get like a Dell or somebody added if you can be crafty about it. 3 and 1 Hurts, Kyron, JT, Gibbs, Braylon, Jonathan Wicks. Thoughts? Hurts, Kyron, JT, Gibbs. Great team. Jamar Chase, Wicks. I'm not trading anything. Because if you have to trade, you know, to make any trades because you don't have anything past the starters, the big name starters, then it gets kind of weak. There's nothing to do. You'd end up just screwing the team up. Start Dell or Sharps at flex. I'm going Dell without hesitation. We've got McLaurin and Ayuk for Garrett Wilson and Freiermuth. I'd probably say give me the McLaurin Ayuk side. There's just more firepower there. $20 haulers get immediate attention. Sloppy Joe coming in with a 20 wad says, help me immediately, Smitty. And Nolan says, here's a 20, Smitty. Can you jump me to the front of the line? And my answer is yes, sir. Sloppy Joe. 14 team. My team is Kyler, Etienne, ETN, Amon-Ra, Addison, Bowers, James Conner, Sutton, Braylon Allen, Chase Brown, Hawkinson. My guy, a guy in my league is in a big hole at running back. He has JJ. Other good wide receivers, how to get JJ in a trade. I mean, you're probably going to have to give up, unfortunately, bro, and this is going to hurt you. You'd have to give up Achane. Could you do it? Let's see if we can do it with ETN. ETN, Connor. Let's try with Connor. Connor and... I mean, you could do Connor and Amon-Ra for JJ. Or you could try and rip him off, but I just don't think you're going to get there. Like Connor and Addison, like this is no way. Achane, you could trade him Achane for JJ straight up and then roll with ETN and Connor, but I don't know if I like that. I'd probably say, like, as much as I love St. Brown, I love JJ more. If you could give him Chase Brown and Amon-Ra for JJ, I would do that. There's no way to rip him off, though, looking at this. You don't really have the firepower. Addison, Connor, and ETN. But then, like, you have just Achane. Addison, Connor, and... No, you have Chase Brown. So Addison, Connor, and ETN. That's the only rip-off idea I can come up with. Past that, it's Amon-Ra and Chase Brown, if that's at all possible to do. I mean, that's how you get JJ. You can't expect to get somebody's best player and then hold on to all three of your best players and say, well, I'll give you my late-round guys. Should I try and trade Purdy, Dell, and Eckler for Lamar Jackson and Davante Adams? Definitely. Dude is 0-4. He needs a win. I'm 4-0. Yeah, I don't think you'll get it, but if you do, that would be a smash. Absolute crushing them type of move. This is from DeBolt. Flex 1, Ford, Hunt, Sutton, Trey. Probably go Hunt this week, bro. Hunt's a nice play. 0.5, trade Connor for Adams or for Davante Smith. I'd take Davante Smith probably. Adams might be out a game, then he gets traded late, might be out another game. What if he gets traded to a team that is on a bye? Yeah, on Sharbs and Ridley trade, he has Walker. Rag, I don't know I honestly have no idea what the question is at this point. You got to, every single question has to be independent. There's no way for me to go back and find it at this stage of what I'm doing. On the Sharbs and Ridley trade, he has Walker. I don't think that would affect my answer, but I appreciate you telling me. And if you got another question, just make sure it's all self-inclusive. All right, here we go. Richard, appreciate you. Richard, my guy, coming in with a $5 wad. One flex, Hurts, Gibbs, Chuba, Harris, AJ, Jettas, Cup, Cooper. This is the word salad. It's fitting a $20 question into a $4.99 question. It just felt like I can make a run when AJ and Cup back. I don't know what we're asking here. One flex, Hurts, Gibbs, Harris, AJ, B, I assume JJ, Cooper, Cup, Amari Copper, Worthy. He had to get rid of some letters to fit it in. I don't felt like I can make a run. Okay, when AJ and Cup come back, I agree with you. I think you can definitely make a run, especially with Chuba playing the way he's playing. Benson could get in there. I'd be a little bit worried. Hit the waiver wire, make sure Bucky Irving isn't there, but you definitely can have a run, bro. It's a really nice team. Zay Flowers value. Would you Judy and Braylon Allen get it done? To get Flowers, maybe. Depends if he has like Breece Hall. But yeah, I mean, Flowers has got... I don't like buying Flowers, to be honest with you. I don't... I'd rather go get Tank Dell. But yeah, that could get it done, I guess. I mean, Flowers should be inconsistent. I like him, I just don't love him. Full PPR, Wicks or Wandell in the flex. I go Wicks this week with Watson out. Wicks keeps scoring. Moss or Chase Brown. I'm going to go Chase Brown. Which, thank God he's getting the run now. You know, it's like, it was a painful week 1 and week 2. It was like, God, what was I seeing that I'm not seeing now? You know, and now Chase Brown's getting what we thought he'd get. Chase Brown? I mean, it's just really frustrating week 1 and 2 in that regard. Garrett Wilson or Olave for Worthy or JSN. First of all, Worthy's way better than JSN. Garrett Wilson or Olave for... You're paying too much, though. Both Garrett Wilson and Olave have more value. So I want Worthy, but not at this cost. Like, you got to buy him crafty. Like, Mooney or Bucky in the flex, I'm going to go Bucky. Make sure he's playing, though. He's banged up. My Brees and Ayuk for Garrett Wilson, Jones, Aaron Jones, I assume, and Davante Smith, I assume. Brees Hall, I would keep Brees Hall. Like, there's no question about that, Gabe. No. Why are we sending Brees Hall away like that? Start 3, Kirk, Wicks, Ayuk, Reed. Sit Kirk. For the bench, drop Whittington to pick up Wicks. Absolutely. Great job. Great call. Mitchell, drop Andrews for Bigsby. 100%. Have Laporta and Kraft. Yeah, you don't need Andrews. Andrews is garbage right now. I try and trade him, but I don't know if you can. Have PPR, Murray, JT. St. Brown, Davante Smith. Sit or make a move. You're the man, Smitty. Murray, JT Hubbard. JT's injured, so you can't play JT, bro. So sit. Marvin Harrison Jr., Deontay Johnson, Joku Worthy, Olave, Braylon Allen, Hunt. So you're starting Hunt in place of him. Davante Smith, and if he plays next week, you're obviously going to plug him in. But this week he's on a bye. St. Brown's on a bye. Damn, you got hit kind of hard. But JT's injured, so you can't even play him. So you got to put in Kareem Hunt in his place. And you don't really have any other options to, like, sit or start anybody. So, yeah, I mean, good team. And as far as trades, I maybe try and, either get Jonathan Brooks or trade Hubbard to the Jonathan Brooks owner. And maybe you can send him, like, a Devontae Smith and Hubbard for, like, a slightly better receiver. Throwing in a Dowdle or something like that could definitely get it done. Start Fields or Burrow. I'm going to go Burrow. Close, but Burrow. Chat, Burrow or Fields? You got Burrow at home versus the Ravens on Sunday morning, or are we going to go with Fields at home against Dallas on Sunday night? I'm going to go Burrow. Start 3, Garrett Wilson, London, McLaurin, Worthy, Pickens. I'm going to go Garrett Wilson, Worthy, and probably McLaurin right now. Or Pickens, but probably McLaurin. But that's close. Come to me with on Saturday on that one. Too many to start. Or come to me on Thursday because of the London call. Too many to start. Ian Adams, Etienne. Any moves? Pickens and it's a good team. Adams, Etienne. Pickens and I don't know that you got a lot of bench to make a move though. Etienne using Olave and maybe Olave, Ridley, Olave, Chase Brown. Other than that, I don't know that I'm making these moves, bro. I like Worthy over Adams. I'm going to say stand down if you can't get that, Isaac, if you can't get Olave for Etienne. Because I don't want to move anybody else on your roster. I like your team. Trade idea. Stevenson, Dowdle, Yoshi Voss for Jacobs and Charbonnet. I'd definitely do that rock out. I'd take Jacobs, that risk all day long. Could backfire on you again, though, because it seems like a lot of the moves have been lately for you in this with that team. I'm sorry, bro. 3-1, 10-man, 2 wide receiver, 2 running back, 2 flex. My Addison and Swift for Tyreek and Ramondre. Yeah, don't get greedy. Just take Tyreek if it's going to call the trade-off, But if you can get both, that'd be great. I have Nico, Amon-Ra plus Kyron, Brian Robinson Jr., Stroud and Darnold. Yeah, that'd be great. But be careful not to get too greedy in the request back, because then it ends up making it even in their mind, and then they don't even want to do any deals at all. Even if you take it out later, they're like, I'm in a no mood now. I'm in a no mood. No. Full PPR, Trey Sermon or Bucky. Go Bucky. Depth is very weak. Bucky plays tomorrow, and JT hasn't been ruled out. JT is most likely not playing. And JT's most likely out multiple weeks, by the way. That's the thinking, at least. But could he have a recovery, a miraculous recovery? Sure. I mean, look at Debo. He's supposed to miss maybe another week, and he played. I'm 1-3. Patty, Herbert, Bijan, Connor, Ayuk, Olave, Deontay, Terry, Laporta, Dobbins, Shakir, Puka. Any moves? Maybe Brooks and Deontay for one player, bro. MHJ type player. Achan type player. Connor and Deontay. Connor and Scary Terry for Bijan or Achan. by Nabers injured. Nabers, I'm on Raw, MHJ, London, and Deontay at wide receiver Saquon. I like the team a lot. Brooks, I'm trading Brooks or B-Rob with London for a slight RB upgrade. Etienne, Bijan, Kyron. James Cook is interesting too. James Cook would be great. London and B-Rob Jr. for James Cook maybe. Brooks and Deontay type player for Cooks works a lot for a lot of people. Is starting both Reed and Wicks is silly to do? Depends on your options, my guy. You know, is it silly? No, but could it backfire? Absolutely. Could it be very good for you? Sure. Megas and Ron with the $20 hauler each going straight to the front of the line. Broskies, appreciate both of you. Ron says, would you consider playing both Reed and Wicks? Oh, did I already read this one? To keep from playing Waddle or Coleman. You know what? I probably would play. But guys, are we playing Reed and Wicks over Waddle and Coleman? I think we might be. To get Wicks, I'd have to drop Mostert. I'm okay with that. My running backs are Bijan, Gibbs, Eckler, Gibbs. Yeah, I'd do that. Does the chat agree on that one? I think look, Jordan Love's gonna have a day. I think it's a smart move. Jordan Love is on the road, right? Yeah, Rams. Yeah, I'd do it. I'd probably do it. I think Love's going to spread the ball around. $20 hauler. Team is CJ, Love, Kyron. Whatever the question is at hand, the next question always has the player in it. It's always like that. Will you trade JJ for Brees and MHJ? Absolutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. Leggett, who do I drop? Drop for Bigsby. Leggett, other than Leggett, who do you drop? I'll probably say, yeah, you got to drop Leggett. No, but Javante. Drop Javante. Great trade, bro. Great trade. Outstanding trade. DL with the super chat. I'm on Raw and Jacobs for MHJ and Walker. Yeah, I take MHJ and Walker. 0-4. Lions on a bye. Puka out a few more weeks. He's out about a month, bro. But I would definitely do that. I'd move Puka if you could move him for like Worthy or maybe Dell. Yeah, because I could help you now. Traded Cup, BT, and Dak for Evans and Mahomes. Cup, BT, and Dak. Yeah, great trade. Absolutely fantastic. That's how you get rid of Cup and injured guys. Congrats on the 30K. Thank you, pal. You have the best sports show in the business. Thanks for many great years. Thank you, Kevin, for the generous just shout out super chat. You monster, you. Amazing Joe, Mike, Kyron, Kittle, Jameson, Ridley, Roshan for Hall, Braylon, Chase Brown, Worthy, and Bowers. What is your opinion on should I do it? Smitty. Kyron, Kittle, Jamo, Ridley, Roshan for Hall, Braylon, Chase Brown, Worthy, and Bowers. It's really close, bro. I mean, Bowers, Kittle, that's close. I'd rather have Bowers long-term season long, but Worthy versus JMO, toss-up to me, honestly. I think JMO's probably got an edge to most people. Chase Brown, Ridley, Kyron Hall. It's very even, bro. Very, very even. I would slight lean toward the Kyron side. But it is, bro, tomorrow I could think differently. You could read that question off coming into week 6, and I'd be like, oh, the other side, Hall side by a mile. Like, you would never know. The wind blows on that, and it goes in a different direction. It's very even. Kyron by a hair. Kyron's got 6 TDs in 4 games. Smitty, do work. The GOAT. My daughter, Ellie, is 9. She says hello. She's a big fan of the show. Add Roshan for Trey Tucker. I'd rather have Roshan. Ellie, appreciate you. Let's send Ellie to Mars.
To Mars!
Appreciate both of you. Roshan Tucker, I could go either way. If you need an RB, go Roshan. If you need a wide receiver, go Tucker. It's really even. There's not like a Bucky Irving would be, a smash. A Bucky Irving would be like the only thing I would say, like, you got to go get Bucky Irving. Okay. What is this? Wags says 2-2, 12-team flex Burrow, ETN, Ford, Nico, Nabers, Reed. What should I target trade with McBride? I don't know that McBride's going to be easy to trade right now, but in a package deal like ETN and McBride for James Cook, Kyron, and Etienne, you may have one of these guys. I'm just reading off names. Kyron, Etienne. Injured JT if you wanted to take a gamble. But I definitely think, ETN, you could lose all your value or you could bounce back. McBride, I still love. But if you need a Kyron, you need a... Obviously, you're not going to get a Gibbs, but you could try a Davante Etienne, Jordan Mason, and something. Wide receivers, if you go on the wide receiver front, I'd probably say wide receiver-wise. Damn it, I just got out of my screen. I think you could, you could maybe potentially get like using ETN or let's say using McBride and Reed, you can maybe get a MHJ, Nabers banged up. Oh, you got Nabers. Nico, Wag. I'd go after Nico. They're giving you a wide receiver option and a running back option. Which side? Josh Allen, Aaron Jones, Jonathan Brooks, Pitts, or Kyler Murray, Breece Hall, Trey McBride? Woo, doggy. I'd probably say give me the Kyler side by a hair, but bro, Josh Allen's so tempting. And if Brooks comes back on fire when he's done with his recovery, I don't know. It's so tough. That's a real tough trade. I just think Breece Hall, McBride, Kyler is still top 6 quarterback material. Rockout says, trade idea, my Stevenson Higgins for Debo Sharps. I'd take Debo and Sharps in a heartbeat. That would be a really good one, Rockout. Sanchez, MHJ or DK rest of season. I'm going to go DK for safety, but MHJ for high upside, high. I'd almost say you could trade DK for MHJ in a piece and it work out pretty well in a trade, but DK's probably safer, but I think they're both even. I think they're both amazing. They both could be neck and neck. Offer Jordan Love plus ETN for QB needy team for Josh Jacobs. I would take Josh Jacobs in this situation because ETN's maybe losing his job. So I like the move. Should I start Braylon Allen, Roshan, or Wandell? Wandell for safety if it's full PPR. If it's not, Braylon Allen for the touchdown. Drop Dobbs for Bigsby? Absolutely. Absolutely. Murph with a $2 hauler. Dell owner asking for Keon and Dowdle. Take Dell and run. Don't worry about the haters, bro. Davante Smith and Mixon for MHJ. Give me MHJ and do it live. Vegas to the moon. Appreciate you, bro. Assuming Nabers is out, start Garrett Wilson or Connor at flex. I'd probably say Connor for safety, unless it's full PPR, and then I consider it a tie. Got Chuba, Olave for Ayuk, Swift. I have Brooks too. Got Chuba and Olave for... I take the Olave Chuba if you've got Brooks. That makes sense. Styles with a $10 hauler. Got Hurts, Rice, Olave, Bijan, Jordan Mason, Kittle, Monty. Trade Monty and Hubbard for Etienne in a heartbeat. Nice job, bro. Sean, I'm 3-1. Kyron owner is 1-3. I'm thinking of offering him my Jacobs, London, and Worthy or Pollard. Yeah, offer Pollard instead of Worthy, and then for his Nico and Kyron. I love that. But if I had to give up Worthy for that trade, I would. But make sure you're getting Nico. Make sure you're getting Nico and Kyron. That's a crazy trade. You get that trade done, like the league's gonna be so upset. Drop 1 PPR. Benson, Corum, Wright, Roshan. I'd probably say Corum for now because Ronnie Rivers seems to be in position to be the real backup right now. That could change, certainly. 10-team league. Started Tyreek every week 3-1. Yeah, I mean, start 3, Hill, Reed, and probably, if it's me, Dell. But you can't go wrong with BT. BT's very safe. What side, Gibbs, Coleman, or MHJ Brooks? I would say Gibbs, Coleman. Yeah. Tyler, appreciate you. Tyler with the $10 hauler. 0.5 teams. Lamar, Nico, Nabers, Adams. Okay, I was offered Etienne, Ridley, and Debo for Mason, CMC, and Nabers. Etienne, Ridley, Debo. So Etienne and Debo. I could care less about Ridley right now. Etienne and Debo for Mason and Nabers. Etienne, Debo, Mason, Nabers. Give me Mason, Nabers. Yeah. I mean, especially because you get CMC, so it's like you're not really worried. Start 2, Ayuk, Higgins, or Worthy. I'm going to go Ayuk and Worthy. Higgins is tough to sit, though. I'd try and trade him. I'd try and trade Ayuk or Higgins. That way you're not stuck with that. Chubb or Pacheco. Not that depth isn't good, but Chubb or Pacheco rest of season. I mean, Chubb because he's back. Pacheco may or may not come back, so you kind of got to roll with Chubb. 10-man, Love, Mahomes, Etienne, Hall. What's your lineup? What's my starting lineup? Mahomes, Etienne, Hall. Evans, MHJ, Reed. And I don't know if you have another flex, but the flex would be, so Kincaid's your tight end. Your flex would be probably Jacobs or Wicks. I'd probably go Wicks for safety and PPR, and Jacobs if it's like half PPR or you're just looking for a little bit of a swing. Derrick Henry and Kamara and Diggs for Mason, Etienne, and MHJ. Woo! Kamara and Henry and Diggs for Mason, Etienne, MHJ. Jeez. You know, the problem is Henry and Kamara are both risks of maybe missing time. Like, Etienne could get injured too. Mason could get in. They all got a little bit of like injury risk. That's wild. Chat, can we get a vote on this one? Derrick Henry, Kamara, Diggs, or Mason, Etienne, MHJ? I don't think there could be a closer call than that. Like, that is the toughest question I've been asked all night. JT and Algier for Etienne and Chase Brown. Give me Etienne and Chase Brown because JT's maybe going to miss some time. You know? What are we doing here, guys, on this? Derrick Henry, Kamara, Diggs, or Mason, Etienne, MHJ? Can I get a vote on this? Etienne side. Mason, Etienne side. Mason side. AK side. Blockbuster trade. I think it's dead even. I'm not going to lie. I don't know. I would sit there for hours looking at this one. I lean toward the Etienne, MHJ, Mason side. If I have Garendo. If you don't have Garendo, that might be the difference maker. It really could. David traded Dowdle and Yoshi Voss for Ayuk. Yeah, that's good. I think he starts to play a little bit better too. So that's fine. That's a good trade. That's a really good trade. I don't think trading low on Ayuk for trading for him on the low is fine. Mason, Etienne side. A couple of you Henry guys coming into the mix here, but I thought there'd be more Henry votes. Traded Waddle, Hunt for Jaden Reed. Waddle and Hunt for Jaden Reed. That's a tall order, but I don't mind it. It's kind of crafty. It's a crafty move. Would I trade Aaron Jones and Connor, Aaron Jones and Higgins, Connor and Higgins for one player? Absolutely. From the Masons to the Bijans to the Etiennes to the Nikos to the MHJs of the world to the Mike Evans. Smitty, I'm holding on tight with this squad. I lost by 3 points. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry, Christopher. A hot dog guy says, who should I flex this week? Higgins, ETN, Worthy, or Sermon if JT's out? I'm gonna go Worthy, my broski. Worthy to the moon. Appreciate you. Murph says it's Keenan Allen and Dowdle, not Keon for his Dell. It's Keenan Allen and Keon. Okay, it doesn't change much, but I'd say give me Dell. I'd say still give me Dell. My St. Brown and Ford for his Kamara, Garrett Wilson. Give me Kamara, Garrett Wilson. But, pros and cons. Phone lines are open briefly.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
We're going to open the phone lines for just 30-second calls only. So, understand that I'm hanging up on you, whether you get your question out. So you don't read your whole team off. No one's here for the whole team phone calls. Ask me solid, simple questions. Okay? The full gauntlet of your team. No offense, but no one cares about your entire roster on a phone call. They just don't. They don't want to hear it. They've heard these teams over and over and over. We want quick, fast questions. John, you're live.
Hey, that's me. Thanks for taking the call. So in Dynasty, now and forever, you have Jaden Reed above Jamison Williams. Would you consider trading Bijan Robinson for the both of them?
In Dynasty, I would not trade Bijan for both of them. I don't think that's the right valuation for Bijan, but I do have Reed over JMO. I do. Because this guy's the number 2 on his team. This guy's the number 1 on his team. They're both in very good systems. You could argue are very similar in terms of, the upside and production. Could you guys mute? If I just added you on the phone line, could you please mute the background? But don't trade Bijan for both. You need to get a different value back than that. Bijan, we're 4 weeks in, man. We're 4 weeks in. This is the number 1 overall player on a lot of people's boards, and after 4 weeks, you're ready to pull the plug. I'm not saying we're not worried, but we can't pull the plug.
Appreciate it, Smitty. Have a great night, man.
All right, John, later. Tate from Minnesota. You are live, Tate.
Hey, Smitty.
Yo.
I was wondering if you would trade Barkley for Bijan and Garrett Wilson, and if not, what would you even consider trading?
Barkley for Bijan and Garrett Wilson? You kind of cut out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Bijan for Barkley, or Barkley for Bijan and Garrett Wilson, and if not, what would you consider trading?
I mean, I don't know the details of both the teams, but if you're telling me Barkley in its redraft for Bijan and Garrett Wilson, I'd probably say no, unless, like if you have nobody at wide receiver, but even if you had, like, let's say a Wicks right now to go in instead of Garrett Wilson, the Barkley and Wicks side is going to outscore the Bijan and Garrett Wilson side right now in your lineup. So much depends on who this player is that you're putting on the bench once you get Garrett Wilson. But I'd say you got to roll with the hot hand, the big monster. I just don't think these guys are both disappointing at this moment in time. It's not smart fantasy football trading to chase players that are currently in disappointment mode. So I'm going to say no.
Would you consider trading Barkley at all?
Yeah.
And if so, for who?
Like, you give me, I don't know. You give me Nico and Etienne. Give me that are undervalued. Like Barkley, who's under Barkley? Well, Kyron's under him. Etienne's under him. Handful of players are under him that I really like as close calls. Injured JT, James Cook's under him, Jordan Mason. And so depending on that player, you get a bigger wide receiver or a smaller wide receiver depending on, the running back that you're accepting. But you just got to go through the combos. This is a good idea. This seems like on paper you're getting even better than what I'm describing because Garrett Wilson was a first rounder. Bijan was like number 1, number 2, or number 3 overall. But like their valuations right now are very different. Bijan's value going forward is surprisingly higher than I think I thought it would have been. He's like around 3 or 4 in ADP for running backs. Overall, Bijan's right around 10 overall if we're drafting from now going forward, the ADP data for that. And I do have actual ADP data. It's on Underdog Fantasy, promo code Smitty. And it's for the resurrection drafts from week 6 to 17. So this is fresh ADP data as if drafting today. As if drafting for week 6 on. Bijan's going 10 overall. But Garrett Wilson's going 24 overall. So they don't have the values that they used to have. Nico's 5 overall. Barkley is 1 overall, 1 or 2 overall. So you get somebody like Nico, you get somebody like Hall, you get somebody like Nabers, you get somebody like Bijan. But then instead of Bijan, I'm taking A.J. Brown instead of Garrett Wilson. Then I'm doing it. I get MHJ instead of Garrett Wilson. Then I'm doing it. That's what I need. All right, gotta roll, bro.
Okay.
Later. All right, Niner Rick, you're live. 30 seconds. So I'm sticking firm to this 30 seconds. This is, you guys taking advantage of your boy Smitty. Go. Niner Matt's got 15 seconds. Niner Matt's got 13
Niner Matt.
seconds.
You said Niner Rick. I'm sorry. This guy offered me Brees Hall and Jordan Addison for K9 and Davante Adams. What do you think?
K9 and Davante. K9 and Davante Adams for, what was it?
Brees Hall and Jordan Addison.
I don't know, bro. I just don't know what I don't know what Adams is. I guess I look at it this like there's pros and cons. Addison's playing really well right now, so I'm gonna take the Hall Addison side. But K9, I love K9. Are you getting Charbonnet? There's a lot of factors involved. If there's no Charbonnet, then there's probably no deal. If Charbonnet's involved or you have Charbonnet, then it's tempting. But at the same time, Adams could be nothing. We might be overvaluing Adams a lot right now. Just because he's a hot topic. Like who knows? He's banged up. Niner Rick. Chat, vote. Niner Matt. I'm sorry. Maybe I did say Niner Rick. Niner Matt, I'm sorry. Niner Matt, I would say give me Hall. The Hall side.
Okay.
All right,
Thanks,
later, bro.
Smitty. Later.
Okay. Heating up. You got 30.
Hey, Smitty. Sorry about that.
20 seconds.
So, I got offered Tank Dell and Jahmyr Gibbs for Jordan Mason and Justin Fields. I have Patty as my QB, so I'm not sure if we should take that trade or not.
Yes, you should. Yes, you should. Tank Dell and Gibbs, you're giving up a quarterback you don't need. You're getting two players back. Telling Gibbs and Dell for Mason and Fields, you said?
Gibbs and Dell for Mason and Fields.
Yeah, smash.
Okay.
All right, later, bro.
I was worried about long term because he could be RB1.
Who could be RB1?
Mason, right?
Well, Gibbs is. I have Gibbs higher. I have Gibbs higher than. Well, CMC's already out. Mason is what he is right now. He's a top 5 run, top 5 to 10. Scuba, mute your phone. Thanks. Turn the background noise down, please. Mason's already what he is, bro. You know what I mean? He's not going to increase in value. He already is doing what he's doing, and he's a 5 to 10 running back for sure. But Gibbs is 1 to 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll hit that trade right now then.
Yeah, I'd smash that. All right, later, Heating. Appreciate you. Trust your gut, though. Brian, you're live. 30 seconds. Go.
Yes. Would you roll the dice and trade Jalen Hurts for JD5 in a trade? My backup is Sam Darnold.
I'd take JD5.
Okay. Thank you.
Do it live later. Scuba, chat, vote on that one if you can. Let the chat, Brian, let the chat vote, but I think they'll vote JD5. Scuba, 30 seconds.
Hey, Smitty, I'm 4-0 in my leagues.
Attaboy.
I've been hit hard with this Rice and Puka trade. I've been trying to get
trade
injuries. I've been trying to get Brandon Ayuk. So the owner was saying that in order for me to do the trade, who would he consider taking off my team would be Kareem Hunt and Bucky Irvin for Brandon Ayuk and Allen as my backup to my cuff, because I have Brees Hall and Kyron Williams right now, and Bucky, Kareem Hunt, and Ford is my depth at running back. Would you try to look at Ayuk, because I have T. Higgins and Jaden Reed right now? Is this something that I should do, or should I try to look?
So Hunt and Bucky for Ayuk.
For Ayuk and Allen.
Braylon?
Back up Brees Hall.
Yeah. So Braylon Allen and Ayuk for Bucky, Irving, and Hunt. It's tough. It's an even trade. It really is. But Hunt could become super valuable. He really could. And Bucky could as well. This is tough. You're giving him 2 really good RBs. I'd almost say play hardball, bro, and say, look, I'm giving you a starting running back. You can pick which one you want, but you need to you're giving me a backup. I'm giving you a starting running back. You need to give me a starting wide receiver and throw in Allen. You're giving up, I think, too much just because Hunt and Bucky are both starting running backs, bro. They're both starting running backs.
No, he also has
out of time,
Bijan.
Scuba. I'm sorry, Scuba. I got to stick to the rules. I'm sorry. James, you got 30.
Hey, Smitty, how's it going? I super chatted a $10 holler. You only read the first line of my super chat. Would you be able to go back through that and
Can you just read it off to me, bro? Can you just read it off? What's the question? I appreciate you, though.
I traded Waddle and Hunt for Jaden Reed. And my team is Purdy, Bijan, Gibbs, Olave, Reed, Kincaid, Etienne. Benches Aaron Jones, Connor, Keenan, Adunze, Dell, AR5, Higgins, Wick, and Kittle. So it's a 10-team dynasty, and I'm 1-3. So I wanted you to rate that trade, and just looking at my team, did you have any other tips for me?
All right, what's your name, bro, on YouTube?
Bo Callahan at 1.1.
Bo Callahan. Okay, real quickly. Let me. Sorry. Let's see here. Any tips? Jaden Reed. So team is Purdy, Bijan, Gibbs, Olave, Reed, Kincaid, Etienne. Aaron Jones or Connor with Keenan, with the Dunze, with Higgins for one player is the only thing I'm looking to maybe do. Olave and maybe Aaron Jones for a St. Brown or MHJ type upgrade. Obviously a Jamar Chase. Mike Evans seems to be a really good buy low right now. Nico Collins. Go take Olave and Aaron Jones and turn it into Nico or higher. That's what I would do for you, bro.
Okay.
All right.
Appreciate
you later.
Thank you very much.
Balake, you got 30.
Sorry, I am muted. Okay. I got a trade. They were sending Coleman and Eckler. Okay, I have Bigsby and Benson, but they also have the starting backs for Bigsby and Benson.
What's the question, Denny?
Sorry.
What's the question?
The trade is they're giving me Keon Coleman and Austin Eckler for Trey Benson and Tank Bigsby.
I just don't. Eckler's garbage.
What are you talking about?
Eckler's garbage. I think Coleman's great, but I'm not trading Bigsby or Benson honestly for him because those are running back opportunities, and Bigsby might become the starter this week. So he's just trying to take advantage of you, in my opinion.
I think so. Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, tell him to go kick rocks. Tell him you want to come. You want to come get Bigsby. Come with the Thunder. I wouldn't even trade Coleman for Bigsby. You throw in Eckler. I wouldn't trade Bigsby for Coleman and Eckler. I'm a big Coleman guy, but Coleman is not like primetime ready yet. It's hard. It'd be hard to shove him in your lineup yet and trust it. But I like him. I love where he's going. I think he's going to be a star. But Bigsby is a running back. Running back's a hot commodity right now, and Bigsby might be the starter. So I would just try and get more. Make him overpay. All right, later, Block. I appreciate you.
Annie. All right, bye.
Denny, you got 30 seconds, Denny. The rules apply to everybody. Go. Make it shine. Make yourself shine. This is your time to shine.
I'm like a bird, I'll leave right away. I don't know where my home is. Smitty, I'm like a bird. I'll leave.
That's beautiful.
Smitty.
Yeah, anything else?
No, I do. Smitty, listen to me when you're good here. Remember when I was on Fields?
Yeah.
I knew Fields was going to get nice. I did. I knew Fields was going to come around and be nice.
I wrote Fields would start week 1 on the board up above my head, right? That was when he was that was when he first was traded. The first day he was traded, I wrote up on the board, Fields will start week 1. I'm with you, bro.
I talked to you one night, and I was like, hey, me and Smitty, I go, I like Fields. I just like him, and I knew it. It was like a month ago. And
a month ago?
Yeah.
That's late. You're late to get on the train. We barely had spots left on the train at that point. You're riding in the caboose. You barely got on. You barely got on this wagon, bro.
Smitty, come on. Smitty,
you're on the outside hanging on. You're like Marty McFly. You've got the hoverboard and you're hanging on the back, but I don't think you got in the training time. I thought you were sitting here telling me, Smitty, right when he got traded, I was there with you a month ago. We're 4 weeks in. That means right before week 1 when he was named the starter.
Yeah, I was on that, dude. I talked to you. Yeah, I was on the hoverboard. Yeah.
All right, what else you got real quick, Denny? I got a roll. What else can I do for you?
All right. You gotta hold on. No, Smitty, hold on. Everything I touch, I try to grab everything last year. I try to grab everything Chiefs. I got all of them for nothing, right? And then they all suck. And then the Chiefs again. I grabbed all their running backs this year. I had Chico. We had everything going on. I go, all right, if that doesn't go down, I got who's that kid that fumbled? I got this guy.
I don't know, Denny. I don't know where we're at. Hey, Denny, I appreciate you. Denny to the moon. Denny. Promo code Smitty, guys. On Underdog Fantasy. Hold on 1 second, Denny.
Wanted. The top most wanted outlaws. All right. There's somebody.
Denny, I gotta go.
There's somebody on there that says Denny. I was looking at your
I gotta go, Denny.
stuff on YouTube.
Yeah.
And some guy said, that ain't me. I'm the guy. No, there's someone that says Denny. Is it cool? I hope it's cool, but this guy Denny on the chat.
Denny, I gotta go. I appreciate you, Denny to the mother freaking moon. I'm gonna sing you to Mars. I gotta roll. Denny, appreciate you, Denny. Karate in the garage. Karate in the garage later.
All day.
Okay, all right. Later, Denny. Appreciate you. Bye.
Thanks, me.
Steven, you got 30 seconds. Denny took, or you got 29 seconds. Denny took one of them.
Smitty and Denny to Saturn. Smitty, I need help big time on my team. 1-3. Where do I go? I got Pat Mahomes, James Cook, Gibbs on my bench because he's got the bye. Marvin Harrison, Malik Nabers, Trey McBride, Xavier Worthy, Rashi Rice, JSN, and J-Mo.
To be honest with you, on a 30-second question, I can't retain all that. Right, all that. I sell J-Mo on the high. Who are your RBs, bro?
So my RBs this week are James Cook and Braylon Allen because Gibbs is on the he's got a bye.
Yeah, bro, it's going to take a lot longer than 30 to fix any team situations, but your team sounds fine right now in terms of don't worry about bye weeks, but would I maybe consider trading James Cook and J-Mo for one big running back monster? Would I go after a Breece Hall, a Bijan? Sure. But I think J-Mo and Cook are still pretty damn good. So I don't think you're in a bad spot, but let's attack that on a with more time. But I think you're good. I'd stand down before I make any reckless moves. But, I mean, go after Gibbs. Go after Bijan. Go after Breece Hall. Breece Hall's fantastic to trade for right now. People are freaking out about it.
I'll try to make a push for him.
Yeah. All right, later, bro. Marsman, rock out. Marsman, you got 30.
Yeah, would you trade Fields for Diggs?
And this is not your starter? Who's your starter?
I mean, I could either trade him or I could trade Purdy.
So Purdy's your starter. Purdy's not a bad starter. I'd take Diggs over Fields if that's your backup QB. Absolutely.
Yeah, Fields my bad guy. I just picked him off waivers.
Mm-hmm. Goodbye. Yeah, I'd take Diggs.
Other guy only has Rodgers, so I feel he'd need QB.
Yeah, I'd take Diggs. I'd trade Fields for Worthy. I'd trade Fields for Tank Dell. But I'd definitely take.
He got Worthy and Diggs.
I would take either one. I'd probably rather have Worthy. All right. Hang tight. I'll let you come back with one more. DeBalt, you got 30. DeBalt.
Just tell you, man, don't freak out on Brees anybody. He's still the man.
Yeah, he sure is.
That's it.
Haul to the moon. He does a hell of a job. He didn't get any He didn't get any shorter. All right, anything else, DeBalt?
Nah, it's my favorite player. Love you, Smitty.
All right, later, DeBalt. Appreciate you. Rock out. Final thoughts, and then I got to go. I got to do these super chats and get out of here.
Well, congrats on 30K and road to 50K.
Attaboy. Appreciate you. Rock out to the moon. Rock out's been here
To
since.
the moon.
How long you been here since? How many subscribers?
Maybe less than 1,000.
Yeah, you've been here from almost the beginning. All right, rock out. Appreciate you, bro.
All right, to the moon.
All right, to the moon. All right, phone lines are closed. Let's head to handle these super chats. My St. Brown and Ford for his Camara and Garrett Wilson. Did I answer this one? Is this an old one? My St. Brown and Ford for his Camara. I think I answered this one. Camara and Garrett Wilson. Yeah, I did answer that one. I remember the spelling. Here's a $10 hauler, but we got an immediate $20 hauler from Ahmad. Ahmad gets immediate assistance with a $20 leapfrog super chat. Trade likely for Hurts and Jacobs. What? What? Trade likely for Hurts and first of all, trading likely for Jacobs would be an absolute laugh. You'd be like, well, why would someone give me Jacobs for likely? And I like likely. I do like him. I think that if Andrews gets hurt, he's back in the top 6 to 10 tight end mix. Understand that. Know that. Trade for likely on the low. Pick him up if he gets dropped. Likely is fantastic to grab in a very weak tight end landscape. We got Brofist Brad dropping 5 gifted memberships. Thank you, Brofist. Appreciate you. However, Ahmad, to get Jacobs for likely is absolute highway robbery. To get Hurts for Jacobs, to get Hurts for likely is absolute robbery. To get Hurts for Jacobs, you're getting Hurts and Jacobs for likely. I don't understand what's going on. First of all, congrats on this, but part of me thinks you typed it wrong. I don't care if it's tight end premium or not. Stroud, Mason, Kyron, ETN. On waivers, Darnold, Ridley, Kraft, Braylon Allen, Leggett, Waddle, Wandell. Player I drop. Play this week, question mark. What are we saying here? Some of these are always so confusing when there's too much information in there. Let me see here. On waivers, Darnold. Okay, so as far as drops, Shakir, I hate to say it, is probably your worst player, even though we like Shakir. So if we need to drop anybody, it probably is Shakir. I don't think I'd drop JSN. And Shakir's banged up. So Shakir, on waivers, who do I like of these players? Honestly, I want to say Braylon Allen still feels like that home run hitter. I really like Bigsby right now, too. Bigsby could become the starter. If it's me, though, and I've got Kupp, I've got Nico, I've got Lamb, I've got Dell, I've got Reed. You don't need a Bigsby being good. You don't need a Ridley being good. You don't need a Chase Brown being darn good, maybe. And maybe Chase Brown's the answer, too, though, because it's near home run type material. But Braylon Allen wins leagues if he's starting. So I lean toward Chase Brown and Braylon Allen. Let's let the chat decide. Chase Brown or Braylon Allen for Shakir. Please vote the player you want. You could say Shakir if you want to keep him. You could say Braylon Allen, or you could say Bigsby if you want, or you could say Chase Brown. Play this week. 2 wide receivers, 2 running back, 1 flex, 1 tight end. You're starting Stroud. You're starting Mason and Kyron. You're starting Nico and Lamb Chops. Nico and Lamb Chops, and then you're definitely so Lamb and Nico, and then your flex. How many flex do you have? 1 flex. So it's between Dell, Reed, and ETN. You got to go Reed. I love Dell, but you got to go Reed. It's a good team, really good team, awesome team. Very good team. And your tight end, who's the tight end this week? Who do you got? Here. So you kind of need Kraft, right? I don't know. You might have to drop JSN for Kraft unless I'm missing the tight end. But Kraft will be a pretty decent tight end start this week. But I don't see a tight end here, so I assume that's what you need as well. But really good team. Hold the course. Stay the course. Your team's really solid. Heating, 3-1 set. K9, Laporta, Zay for Etienne, Garrett Wilson, AR5. K9, Laporta, Zay for Etienne, Garrett Wilson, AR5. Sent K9. Sent K9, Laporta, Zay for Etienne, Garrett Wilson. I guess I like Etienne, Garrett Wilson about as by a little bit more than K9 Laporta, but it's close. Moves to make: Davante, Smith, and Etienne for a Hall. You got Breece Hall. Damn it. Your team's good. Breece, Kyron, Etienne, Cooper Kupp, Garrett Wilson, Bowers. Maybe Garrett Wilson and Brooks for Collins. Garrett Wilson, Brooks for MHJ. Garrett Wilson and Brooks for a receiver right next to those guys. Smitty, the breed owner countered with Kyron and JJ for his Breece and MHJ. Kyron and JJ for Breece and MHJ. Give me Kyron and JJ. It's closer than it sounds because, look, MHJ is a stud, but go get JJ, bro. Should I offer Etienne and JJ for Breece and MHJ? I'd rather give up Etienne. Should I offer... Wait, so you're giving up... Smitty, the owner, countered with Kyron and JJ for his Breece and MHJ. Oh, then yeah, so I'm not doing that then. Would I trade... Okay, so yeah, I'm keeping Kyron and JJ. Would I trade Etienne and MHJ for Kyron? Wait, hold on. I'm confusing myself here. We're currently 3-1. Should I offer Etienne and JJ for Breece and MHJ? That one's pretty even. I'd probably rather have JJ, Breece and MHJ. Breece and MHJ. I'm not making moves, Megas. Those are close. I almost feel like you're trying to force something because they're involving like monster players. Like, I'm more in the business of trying to get one monster player using two medium rare players, but I think you should just hold. My Reed and Mason and JSN for Breece and Higgins. Reed and Mason for Breece and Higgins. I'd rather have Breece, Hall, and Higgins. I like Mason a lot, but there's some ambiguity there, enough to be like, why make that move? Pick a side, Jacobs and Bowers or Etienne, Brian Thomas Jr. Give me Etienne and Brian Thomas Jr. Almost all day long. 0.5, Garrett Wilson, Jacobs, JD5, Worthy for Gibbs, Adams, Kyler, Bucky. JD5, okay, wow. Garrett Wilson, Jacobs, and JD5, Worthy. So it's a truckload for Gibbs, Adams, Kyler. Okay, so Kyler, JD5. It's close, and like I like JD5 a lot more, but it's close enough to say Garrett Wilson, risk. Jacobs, risk, but I like him for Gibbs, Adams, Bucky. I'm gonna say give me the Gibbs side. Especially because you have Josh Allen. Yeah, easy call. Easy call. If you didn't have Josh Allen, it'd be hard. Diggs or Worthy? Give me Worthy rest of season. London or Kirk in the flex? I'm gonna go London. Traded Etienne, Swift, Kelsey for Bijan, Tyreek, Andrews. I love the Bijan side. Chase Brown and Shaheed for Ferguson and DJ Moore. Give me Ferguson and DJ Moore, then flip DJ Moore. Typo, Likely and Jacobs for Hurts. I figured, bro. Likely and Jacobs for Hurts. Give me Hurts if you need a quarterback. I forget what your team is already, but I'd rather have Hurts than Jacobs and Likely. If you're not going to miss Jacobs too much, I imagine, I think by the looks of your team is solid. So I'd rather have Hurts. It's a huge advantage, and I think Hurts bounces back. When is your 40-yard dash stream? Pat or Love rest of season? I need to do a 40-yard dash. I think I could run a sub 5 with a little training. Easy. When is your? I don't know when. Pat, maybe next combine. We'll do it next combine. Pat or Love rest of season. I'm gonna go Pat Mahomes personally. I know a lot of people are going Love in that question. We had it the other night, but I'm gonna go Mahomes. Dowdle for Brooks on IR. I'd rather have Brooks. I don't even know if Dowdle will be the starter like for more than 2, 3, 4 games. I mean, I don't know. He looks like he's getting the shot though. So if you want the now value, then go Dowdle. AR5, any good for the rest of the season? Maybe, Bruce. I wouldn't give up on him as a backup right now. Like, I'm not cutting him. But if I've got JD5 and AR5, of course I'm playing JD5. You know, if I've got Kyler and AR5, of course I'm going Kyler. You know? Brofist Brad gifting another 5 gifted memberships. Brofist coming in strong. Gifted member, man. They call him the gifted member machine. Brofist is gifted 5. He gifted memberships times 3. Look at this. Brofist Brad. Brofist Brad. Brofist Brad. $10 gifted, or 5 gifted memberships 3 times. That's 15 gifted memberships. What a monster. What an absolute beast. Thank the man if you got one. Appreciate you. Celebratory messages. The milestone messages. We've got one from JCIM, 19 months. He's almost got his Saturn Man emoji. JC, thank you for the celebration. 30th month. Congrats on the 30K. Thank you. Appreciate you, Vampy. Thank you, JCIM. Thank you, Kyle. Trade. This is from 831 Alex. Trade Monty for MHJ. I'd rather have MHJ. Running back Bijan, especially given. Yeah, I like that trade for you. Sergeant Mason to the moon. He says, Brofist Brad. Brofist. There's your Brofist, Brad. Appreciate you, my guy. And the final super chat of the evening is from Vegas. Vegas says, drop who, Keon or Leggett? Drop who, Keon or Leggett? Probably, I don't know. Like, I like Leggett a lot. I like both of them. I'd rather have Keon by a hair. If a trade doesn't work, yeah, by a hair. But I love both of them, bro. I absolutely love both of them. They're both fantastic. They're just, you know, they're on the up and up. We don't know how long it'll take either one to be consistent. Appreciate you all. And Max with the final super chat of the evening. I'm sorry. Trade Kyler for Hurts. I'd rather have Hurts, bro. Start Dalton, sure. Dalton's pretty decent right now. All right. Appreciate every single one of you. Every single one of you that super chatted. Every single one of you in here. Please subscribe if you're new. We have 30.1K. We already have 104 subscribers over 30K in less than, like, I don't know, what, 12 hours, whatever. So appreciate you all. Can't thank you enough. Please hit that like button on the way out the door. Slap it. But more importantly, subscribe if you're new, because some of you have not done so. And subscribing allows you to know when we're live. Wix or Dell, I'm gonna go Dell personally. Brofist Brad dropping another one. One day you'll all get to brag about being here at only 30K. Maybe he's got 5 more subscribes. We're at 31 you got 31, almost 30,110. So please subscribe. Keep hitting that subscribe. One day you'll be here bragging. Congrats, Smitty. Still early to Mars. Yeah, I can't wait to get to 100K. That's really the number that, like, I think any YouTubers, like, really, like, truly, like, thinks about, like, aggressively. You know, it's like, it's always fun to get to 30, 25. I mean, it's awesome. Like, 30K feels really good. But 100K is when you're going to be, like, stopping and pausing for a second. Be like, wow, it's amazing. Start 2 wide receivers. Shaheed, Wandell, Myers, and Dunze, Tank Dell. I'm going to go Tank Dell and probably Wandell. Bigsby, Sermon, Dowdle. Give me Bigsby. Angel, appreciate you. 0-4 Mahomes, JD5, Bijan, Jacobs, Kincaid, any moves. I like this team a lot. Maybe T. Higgins. I like Worthy as your third receiver. And trade T. Higgins and Jacobs for one player. Go for Etienne. Go for Kyron. Go for hurt Jonathan Taylor, maybe even. James Cook is kind of crafty there. Mason. I think that's the move I would make with that team. And the final super chat. Anybody drops another one, but when I hit the end button, make sure you retype it in the comments, not the live stream, in the comment section. And don't say, Smitty, you missed my super chat. You posted it the last second when I was gone. Maybe you're on a pause. You got a 20-second delay. My Gibbs, Debo, and Watson for his ETN, Shaheed, Wandell, and Pittman. What? No. This might be the worst offer we've seen all week, maybe all year. Your Gibbs, Debo, who cares about Watson? Gibbs and Debo for ETN is losing his job, may have already lost it. Shaheed's a nice player to own, but not somebody you're guaranteeing to put in your lineup every week. Wandell, he's crafty wide receiver 3-4 material. Pittman, 3-4. This person's giving you trash for a top 5 overall player in Gibbs and a top 10 to 15 overall player in Debo. They're trying to lambaste you into oblivion. You send them this at 2 hours and 30 minutes into the video. You send them this.
You are offer sex. You are trade offer sex.
Jeez. Is that Bijan Robinson? You gotta clarify. Is that Bijan? Okay, it might be Bijan. Shaheed Bijan. Okay, so Debo Gibbs for Bijan. Still bad trade. It's still bad. It's not as bad. It's still, you know what? It's still.
You are offer sex. You are trade offer sex.
Take a lap. Take a lap. Take a lap. Take a lap.
It's still a horrible trade. Still a horrible trade. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it live. Absolutely not. See you all later. Appreciate you. Live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, every single Monday through Friday.
Take a lap. Take a lap. Take a lap. Take a lap.
Wanted. The top most wanted outlaw, 'cause they're wanted. Dead or alive.
Live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, every single Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Also live whenever big news breaks, additionally, and live most midnights. Please hit that Underdog Fantasy link that's in the live chat that I'm dropping. Actually, it's pinned. It's pinned in the live chat. I'll drop it one more time in the live chat. And play week number 5, Underdog Fantasy, promo code Smitty. The promo code Smitty will get you a free pick on top of a 50% match on your first deposit, all the way up to $1,000. But the minimum is only $10. Use the knowledge you have now to restart and reset your fantasy football adventures by drafting a week 6 through 17 league that you can take into account everything. So Geno or Darnold? Probably Darnold. I mean, you can't go against the guy right now. Geno's solid, but Darnold for sure. All right, guys. Appreciate every single one of you. I will see you all later. Again, live Monday through Friday. Please hit that subscribe button on the way out the door. Slap it. And also slap that like button. Anybody drops the super chat on the way out the door, please put it in the comments and put it like a bunch of dollar signs. Don't fake it, though. I'll know. I'll be able to check, and I won't answer your question or your next question if you try and trick me. But if I miss your super chat, please do that in the chat. Appreciate you all. Deuces.
There are 2 5s? JD 5? AR 5? There can't be.
Oh no.
They're gonna cross streams.
Oops. Well, damn. He's a fragile Freddy.
He's a 5. JD5 is the only 5. JD5 is him, and now all can see. He graduated from Himothy University. Unleash the Washington Kraken. JD5 to Saturn
and beyond.
To Saturn
and beyond.
Supernova.
He's Kyron, he's 7 feet tall, and he knows how to handle a ball. He's Kyron, he can take
6 TDs in 4 games.
turn them upside down with his touchdown.
6 TDs in 4 games. Oh, but he's a punt returner, Smitty. He's a punt returner, Smitty. But the continuum of the gigawatt component structure of Jahmyr Gibbs' workload divide has a megawatt offload
if you
compartmentalize
the component conjunction
timekeeper
and you flux capacitor out the continuum
component megabolt,
things just end up happening. And that's why Jahmyr Gibbs is a top
That's right.
5 to 10 running back instead of top 6 to 10.
Listen to him. All right, I'm out of here. Appreciate you all. Deuces.